And I'm like, oh, baby, baby. You know you want to go, baby.
Oh, we got a bit of a bang coming down the pipeline here. Heroic taking on OG. 1 BO3 away from going on a play Saw, and then that's the matchup that sends you into London. But Hugo, let's recap how we got here. Let's recap how Heroic got here.
Yeah, Heroic have been, impressive to start the year. Even though the groups, their debut with this roster on LAN at least was underwhelming. They got dominated by Cloud9. They felt that even the old big with Mantu in the roster, well, against R.I.P, Harry, they made it look easy. This is a team that came through the open qualifier, ran all the way to the major through the RMR. So Heroic right now, high stonks, high value, and they're going up against an OG that are playing to a level that maybe we haven't seen before, taking down complexity, albeit coming right off of a flight, not too prepped, not too slept.
Okay.
Don't sleep on OG as they take Heroic in this BO3. 2 away from London.
Good morning, good evening, good
Teams have
afternoon.
been kind of dominated by a rifle powerhouse, no less than Israeli
got
rifle
blast.
powerhouse on either side, Nerds and Heavy Guard in that sense. And then the AWPers have been looking good for that. You look at Regali for the side of OG and Nikados for the side of Heroic. Right into this one, kickstart things over on OG's map pick of Vertigo.
Steps get heard. Shush makes his way back to the B site, and there's 4 players here. We still have a lurker going up a ramp. Options are open to pull back if they need to, but the smokes, the
To
flashes,
roll
the
out for
volleys
my
all
feet
coming in. We're
so
going to
that I
execute
can-
them to be spamming through the smoke. He's ready to push through it. Tesses and
So I can
Shush
roll my
fighting
feet
side
out.
by side.
I get
The
all the
latest
nuts,
danger,
the
this
morning
was a
nuts.
fake after all. Nexius with a lurk has opened up A.
Yeah, while he's gone on to take some space,
And we're just seeing an immediate rotate. Keto with bomb. Nexus is on site. He's gonna get the one pick on Nerds, and now they're gonna know about this rotate, or at least that there is this presence on A that they have to worry about.
Nexius continues to
Bomb plant's gonna go down as all 5 players for OG are on this A site as kicks and dies to Regali. Oh, it was Regali in that situation. He wasn't that short. Or was he full? Probably full.
the server there, so
He was 8 health on the bright side, if you want to cope, and this was a excellently cooled pistol for OG anyway, so I feel like
That's a
Heroic
little awkward, a little
positionally
technical pause
were not in
to start off the game. Gives me a second to
as it
also
were.
just recuperate.
Tess just trying to fight for survival. They're running him down. And
Gets
he will not
one
last
on the
long.
way out, but
OG,
forced to
I
stay
think
alive for
cooling will
OG
be a
in
big
that
question in this
situation.
series, right? 'Cause we have 2
I'm not gonna lie,
say
I
relatively,
underestimated this
also
OG
relatively
team.
green in-game leaders when it comes to
I highly
team level.
underestimated this OG
Keto
team.
had his time
And,
in big, down into
you
big
know,
academy, took over in-game leader.
I'll eat my words.
came
I'll eat
back
what I said
in
about
this
Keto
OG
because
squad,
Keto has had
took
an
over
amazing
leading.
performance
He
throughout
looked
this
really
entire
good.
tournament.
He was outmatching JT in some of the late game calls on Ancient there in that complexity match. And then we have Kixon, who rose so quickly to the top, now leading a firepower heavy Heroic squad. And he's an in-game leader who we've seen put on some big fragging games as well, Harry, at deep tournaments.
yeah, I think one of the things that's cool there as well is like, even this Heroic squad's rise almost caught us all off guard. I think a lot of folks thought that, it was time to like stick a fork in Heroic. They're done, right?
Yeah.
The team had kind of folded in on itself and you were left with just Tesses and Shush from that old roster. You go on and pick up Nikados, who I think has shown to be a bit of a streaky AWPer at times, right? Like someone who can dominate games, but also sometimes just goes missing entirely. Biggest signing was definitely, pulling Nerds in, and then
I like
gets to
that.
kind of take the helm of this squad, and I think even he was shocked at just how fast they were able to rise. Yeah, Nerds never was. He actually came in Academy to say, I think we're gonna make a run here.
Okay.
But
Took down Vitality.
had some very legit wins. I mean, only falling at the hands of G2, I think twice in
And this is going to be a quick pick.
Yeah, I think
This should be no
really cool as well,
death
because
round
obviously
except for
when we saw
Keto
Copenhagen
on
Flames
Nikodos,
are
who's
certainly
already
players
2
who left good
HP,
positions and
but
he was a Fnatic.
realistically
Yes,
this should
games.
only be
That
like,
team was, it was never going to be it, was it? And Fnatic's
I don't
CS
know.
division is kind of middled out now, not
2
making
picks,
a
both
major
are now B
either.
rotates.
But Nikodos
There
is
shouldn't be
probably very
anything that
hungry
comes
for
from
this
this.
opportunity to play for a big
And everybody
org
has
with
health and head
very
armor
strong
for your OG
players.
side, so
And I agree.
Just
Streaky,
expecting
he's
a quick
definitely,
round in the
like,
next little
gone
bit.
very cold in some tournaments, but at the same time, his peak is explosive.
Yes, no, 100%. I mean,
Got
there's
my
no
water.
game quite like it, a game where Nikodos is popping off and looking really good, right? Those are the ones where you sit there and you're like, if we could get this, but every day. Suddenly, it's so good.
I like how you mentioned Heroic. They're a team that are meant to like be dead. We're meant to forget about them because you lost Katie and your in-game lead at Orpy. Oh, you lost the stars of Yabby and Stown. Well, the 3 players I mentioned, Harry, are not going to be in Copenhagen for the major. And you know who is? And Tessas.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I love the heat that Heroic have been spitting about this whole
social media guys.
Whether it's the social media, whether that's Tessas and Shush even. And I say, know, it feels good actually to see them not winning. Ooh.
Well, right now they're gonna learn what not
Alright, sorry, I'm just trying to move.
Hot streak running up ramp. It might be the Dane of the
Stuff under my desk so I got some space.
The sandbags. Tessas even hits a spam, and Heroic landing back on their feet.
And Nikado still gets out of that situation, so even though he's 1 HP, basically, he still applies pressure just by being alive. And Heavy God, I mean, I expect this on Heavy God, but not going to be able to get it out of that situation. Piece way too wide for the first, not being able to take separate angles 1 by 1. They were just ready for that.
Finding success in that first rifle round. I didn't want them to start cold here. I kind of hoped that we got a competitive affair from the get-go, and Nikodos seems pretty damn determined to make that happen. Him and Tessas just reel in this top ramp play. So very nicely done.
For me, it's like my big foot, my big toe. Like the bone on my big toe. I try to do yoga, and anytime I do like the bending of the balls of my feet, I always feel it on my right foot, and my big toe.
Going for a slow default, it seems.
And I always, when I do yoga, I always like try to sit on my leg or sit on my knees, not my knees, sit on my feet, so that I can find like ways to alleviate pressure. And so I try to like put less pressure on my big toes and more on the side of my feet, but then it just hurts more. And so when I do it on my big toe, I'll be fine. It's just if I do it excessively, shit, fucking hurts.
Couldn't last forever. OG just going to slow it right down. And you actually see a good deal of this from Keto. I think his preferred pace is probably a little slower, right? Like, I think he likes these sort of mid-rounds where, especially if you're able to squeak out a man advantage, you will just slow it right down, give a bit of room to... Folks like Heavy God usually going to go and explore and roam the map a bit. This time it's going to be Fiku left to his own devices in middle. Shush, get the drop on him here, and he will. And now that you've seen that man going out through mid, you're instantly suspicious about B. Shush drops in. He's going to hear the footsteps, but they're already up in his face, and there's Heavy God taking it off, so it's left on the Nerds. This is an exciting 1v2 attempt. Regali and Heavy God, 2 top-rated players for OG here in the showdown so far. And Nerds, top of the charts for Heroic. Let's see if he's got anything going for him here. Regali will get rid of him. And so that 1v2 is denied.
Shush fighting demons there, because as you say,
and so I don't know if I'll be able to
but he
get
really
him.
wanted to get to default. He really wanted to get that reposition, but he couldn't hit behind gens, and it's that eagerness to get into the site that gets him killed, relocating.
It's every time he's so camera shy. He's so camera shy.
A little bit in CS2, at least with how you take the ramp control, a lot slower rounds, and just not necessarily rushing it now. As often,
they can
probably just delay ramp take, they use it to get kills and they reset. Heavy God, a nice opener, but it's only pistols here, and you can, if you get this corner, you can see Nerds. He's not actually as safe. Oops, that's awkward. This corner isn't actually that safe. You can see his arms stick out. They mollied themselves. Let's see if they give it a proper clear. Keto looks to, the molly is perfect, and he's going to find that kill. So crisis averted, 3 players at A.
So they did win the 1 round that they had a buy on it, and I'm about to get their page on this other tab. On this other, you know what? It's always better when I have it on here. So we're gonna do versus find the vertigo minimap, so I can just kind of talk about it when I have something to note.
To pad out that side of the map more, so I'm worried they might go back into the A play here, and that looks to be the
God, I hate this map, bro. I hate this minimap.
They up and left B main, they spot one player in the top of ramp.
I'm asking for vertigo.
It's just the 1 rifle here to really make it exciting, but if anyone can, it's Nikodos in these rounds. He's often been the kind of point man over towards ramp, and now they learn about the M4, now they learn about Nikodos. He gets away with 2 kills, and they get sent
as they're trying to
back in the
run.
other
I mean,
way.
Heavy God Nikot's already rotated onto the B side. He's up the stairs already to go and get this bomb plant. So Nikodos is going to be in a situation to get an exit, but I would assume that he's going to just try to save this, balance out next round economy, get a bit of a buy going. And
I was going to say, if Tesses didn't do that, I would have loved to have seen Nikodos attempt this. I think he might have done.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Some kills.
Yeah, you just kind of want to save for the money here, but yeah, let's figure it out here too. And you're getting an AK as well. Oh no, that's a good low.
Lovely dump from him in this round, right?
This is, you know, we talk about VP.
He might do even more.
Nope, never mind.
We talk about VP and economy management. Like,
sorry, if you can see it, I mean, you guys can see it. I basically have it on the side sometimes. We'll do it like this, so at least that way you guys can get a little bit more.
On the edge of a reset, you don't want them to be getting 5 alive rounds on their anti-ecos because then they.
So this is 24 reset.
Yeah, getting 3 kills if he lived, drops a gun.
Everybody's buying into this round, and then you're gonna do the double round for the up in 6. You're gonna be down 1-6, and you're gonna try to commit to the up.
And he'll need to close B for Nerds. Seen many a star struggle in these positions. Even Donk. Flash is set up, but they're gonna contact right in. Nerds won't have a clue they're coming out of nowhere with a team flashes.
Wow, what a good setup with the no contact, or with the contact,
and they win the round in
not no contact.
I love that change of pace.
This is a really legit start out of OG, and I'm just going to get ahead of it. If they were at the major, they would win it. But they're not, so you can't even prove me wrong.
That's the only barrier to entry, the qualification.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately for this
Okay,
team,
so Game Square completes the phase acquisition
it wasn't that interesting.
as
I think the only team they beat was Preezy.
Jason Lake
and
was able to
didn't look too hot.
acquire the funds to assort himself as the owner of
like never easy, heroic
Complexity.
Never easy, but they did beat Preezy. Remember that? It rhymes, so it's true.
all before the major too.
Smashed by Apex, close game loss to Ecstatic, and
Which is
even
crazy because you never see
the,
teams,
last
even in
chance
like
match.
regular
So,
sports, like
that
how
was
often are you seeing
disappointing, but I
a
think it
team
speaks to the
sell
quality of the
their
competition right now,
ownership
how many
as
teams we have
they
that are
do
hungry.
contract renewals for the organization? Usually it's like you want to acquire the brand and then maybe have expiring contracts that you can renew within like the first 6 months to a year,
Pointing around for Nerds 'cause they were
even
just
maybe
looking
in
at
the
that
first
flash,
2-year
but
tenure
blinded by it.
for the new ownership,
I
but
think Tesses wins the
you don't see
award
it
for, like,
often.
most Danish-looking
and
backdrop.
that's with a
This
superstar
is- I
usually,
don't know, this
and
is
then
just-
all the other
that's
pieces
just
are
how I
like,
associate a lot of, like, the
but
departments.
CS
Very
contracts are maybe
minimalist,
like
right? Very
4 to 6
clean,
months, right?
Clean, yeah.
Just a season,
Look at that, right? You got like
half a
the
year,
gray sofa
less
there.
than half a year.
The white walls.
White
You probably
walls.
don't get contracted for
Padded
like
cell.
2-3
Doesn't have time
tournaments.
to decorate it, Harry.
No,
Career.
true. Oh, there's actually that's a wardrobe behind him. Didn't see that, did you? That's how minimalist it is. You didn't even know that that was a wardrobe.
Just like a wall to me, Harry.
Or maybe it's doors, but who knows? It's something. There was an opening there.
Well, there's an opening for OG, and they're seizing it
Yep.
right now. 5-1 up on the T side of Vertigo. It's their map pick.
I was about to say,
You can see why right now. Some
Hugo
cool
or Harry
rounds,
just took the words out of my mouth.
crucial entry kills from Heavy God and Regali. No quiet players to start today. And OG recognizing this opportunity that with Liquid gone, with Cloud9 eliminated, their side of the bracket is open for the taking. Sure, Saw, not a team to sleep on. In fact, I think they might have a very good run here to London.
So I haven't
but
gotten the felt.
in a way, do you want to play Saw or would you rather play Cloud9? Maybe they'll crack under the pressure, Harry.
Ow.
Honestly, I think in current form, I'd rather play Cloud9.
This was not good pick from Texas, and they have nobody in a position to recover from that.
Gotta talk about his individual level.
Wait, they're committing to the second. Wait, yeah, they're committing to the second round bye, so they're gonna get 34 max. But
player of this squad at the event.
Took 1.2.
that's because they saved the guns that they did last round.
Comes in. There's no util to deny that for Heroic, as they're just kind of forced to sit back on their laurels here and hope that OG make a mistake.
Again, Hero Rifle, but again, no chance for Heroic to win this round. OG have superior
I
positions.
hate these concepts, bro. Like these
I'm not
Q-tips.
sold on like the Nikados one.
They're like child safe, but they literally just fold.
It's just he's the only guy really, it feels like, performing. You had that one
Like,
nice
they
round
just, like,
between him and Tesses over towards the
don't
top
hold
of
their
ramp.
shape.
Even then, the bulk of it was Nikodos.
Hate to see that. Getting spammed. Heavy God finds it anyway. 6-1. Dominant.
Shurak, I didn't even know that he had a wood plank holding his top rack. That is hardcore as fuck. That is heavy god as fuck.
You know, we could end up learning our lessons here. I mean, it's map 1, right? Like, you gotta give Heroic the benefit of the doubt, but they're not looking super up for the task right now. And you know, one of the conversations, I think the desk were even having this the other day, was like the emergence of all these Israeli stars and how you could build like
Israel
a
#1.
super team from the region, right?
Yeah, you actually pick up a fucking 5-star. Not even Canada can do that at the moment with tier 1 competition, tier 1 players.
6-1 per heavy god.
You got Hex, Wako, Twist, Nav.
Reaggression from Tesses finds a 5-on-4.
You have Stanislaw.
Untraded. They get to
I don't know if it's Stanislaw. I think it's Stanislaw. Or Daps, one of the two is Canadian.
And re-smokes from the site, give Tessus room to fight ramp.
Who else is there? That's Canadian.
Nerds playing A now as Shush is back to his solo.
That's really it in the current tier 1 teams.
Heroic just
And you
to
could
stay
be like
into his
NRG
group,
because they're
trade
NA,
him
you know, and we even consider them tier
continuing
1s.
to float round
Like,
the map, playing that
so
rotation,
Fang, Walko,
offering
Hex,
support wherever it's needed. And
Twist,
as these
Nav,
fades, we might see Heavy God go for a
Stanislaw.
I mean, this is the guy who's kind of given the most room to maneuver here.
Wow.
For the OG squad, and
I miss when we could just
like
all ring behind Shroud and just say, yeah, yep. It's great to be Canadian.
At the top of the B ramp, and they spot that it's clear. And with only 35 seconds left, that does not leave much to the imagination.
Even though Shroud's major performances, or like any performance in a European tournament, was always just lackluster. Always desiring to have something more. Okay, so Fico's just gonna go for the wide peeking Texas instead of getting double peek. Just jump over heaven, try to get the information. That's a good nade, but it's not gonna do anything since Nexus was not tagged at all. But now it is a 1v3 situation, and he's not going to be ready for the high ground take on him. And so they're going to be able to get the second one. A good set. Oh, and they get to see the guns. A1S, A1S, A4. And then I'm assuming they dropped 2 AKs. Let's see.
There would have been nade molly on bomb, and there wasn't a lot of time. So going for a deep smoke and going for control is a nice play, but it hinges on
a whole lot of no information. Keto going crazy with these 3-1 picks and opening entries. Nexus has a good set too.
Not allowing OG to back off with the bomb.
Just crazy confidence.
A chance now for Heroic to this map to wake up.
So this is a different spread from what I've seen. They're taking a lot more, just keeping that lower control, making sure that there's no push presence. Keto is not ready at all. I think the flash was to blind for mid, but oh no, it missed. Yeah, this is smoke. Okay, wait. Where did Regali get the? Oh, he got it on yellow. So they just completely opened up a site, bro. What is happening? And it's not even in a negative context. It's just like Tessus was really a pillar, and he's just gone no long rounds at all in this half. Like Tessus has been shut down at every opportunity, and he's not been in any trade situations. And even in the situations where he's backed up on site, like he's back site, so he can get some support, he's so isolated in which they attack him that nobody's able to trade. This is rough. Nikodos just unfortunate, but you know, not much you can take there. It's just a low frag performances from the Heroic side through and through, but give credit to OG where it's due, because that's not much you can, like, that's just the option.
opener as Heroic try and walk through.
Kickstone tries to walk through the smoke, unfortunate. And then who was that? Nikodos. Nikodos you couldn't even blame because he was just crossing to heaven, or to headshot. And he just got caught by Regali pushing headshot, or not Regali, Nexus. Nexius.
And I imagine this is a Heroic tactical timeout because they are in trouble. 2 of 3 already popped in this first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are certainly feeling the pressure right now.
Money's not great, but you get reset with the 14 drop.
So what's all gonna
Oh,
cook up
that's
to the boys
unfortunate.
here?
I'm cold still,
What does he
bro.
think the
Holy
solution
shit.
is? I mean, I almost wouldn't mind seeing them go back into some of this, you know, B ramp aggression. They've had good results of at least taking the space, not always getting rewarded with a kill, but in a lot of these rounds, Heavy God is lurking there alone, and so that could look to be a way in for you, right? But I think
What
that's
do
where
you
also you
see
have
here?
to
Full
credit
guns
OG
across
in
the
kind
board.
of the speed and the decisiveness of their reactions. One of the things we saw in the complexity game was that OG at times were quite slow and sometimes wouldn't have that like immediate knee-jerk reaction. And I always just attributed that to the fact that, you know, Keto's kind of still warming into this, right? Maybe he doesn't have those protocols in place or feel comfortable at least kind of drilling them in, but
Attempt number 2.
the come on, is it better? It's better. Oh, it's still not good. But it's better. Okay, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's landed. Nice Heavy God. He's nailed it.
But it's not even to take A. Wait, that was where it was landing.
Comes through, so
Doesn't even know he got
That is where it was landing. That's a good smoke.
Running into B. Shush again, same position, same result. Couldn't get tucked behind default, and it's Kixon who will keep this round alive for Heroic. For
You know, give credit to Heroic for this round because that was a good mid take. That really isolated a lot of the fights, and they had good util on this OG side when they were attacking in. But just unfortunate that they weren't able to acquire anything, or weren't able to acquire many trades off of that situation.
Ready for a fight out at Generators, and they are giving it.
Good call off for Heroic there. When they get that 3-on-2, they don't chase the retake. They don't try and get into the site. They just hold down together. They're ready to swing and trade on Tessus' contact. And OG realizing they need the kill, come hunting. So Heroic's patience pays off. Nice double for Tessus, nice double for Kixon. And okay, 5 rounds, it might be enough. But you gotta get him. And Heroic isolated round attributed to the CT side only.
Oh, Fiku, will he get rewarded for this patience over in middle?
It's very close, not a great angle, unless Nerds doesn't check deep. But he's looking aware of every... Oh no!
No, gets the tag instead. Unfortunate. So now you're going to see the rotate off for Kixon. He's going to slowly move to elevator as Nikodos dies on that yellow peak. And Tessus is by himself, gets spammed through by Nexus. Such unfortunate timing.
Nexus is playing great right now.
And as Kixon was about to go sandbags, he gets mollied off. It gets mollied off, and Keto wins a one-on-one direct duel. And now Shush can't do anything. Wow.
Probably gave OG a lot more confidence, a bit of a much-needed confidence boost for the squad because they had to like squeak out a kind of close series there for the most part.
Ooh, Shush knows his
I
angles.
can't believe Shush is checking that deep, but still, you know, it's not going to win them the round. That's just a consolation prize, and even then, there's no guarantee you get away with the AK. OG want to take everything away. They want this to be punishing.
Nice fake smoke.
Oh, they see him.
Okay, he's further away than he actually is. He's going to get spotted after a kill. Getting hunted down there at the bottom of B as well. He's got to fight a little bit more to save this AK.
And Nexus just is confident taking these fights right now. Good stuff on Nexus. And, you know, I made the argument about, you know, I didn't really believe in this team. It was really kind of the Regali Heavy God Fiku combo, but give credit where credit's due. As I said, Keto really has been performing to a top echelon in these last 2 days. I didn't watch yesterday's matches, so I have no arguments to say. I don't even think they were playing yesterday, to be honest. No.
Yeah, that one just flipped back.
No, I did watch yesterday's part of yesterday's matches. I watched the Spirit, and then I watched the big game of Legend and see saw Cloud9. But yeah, that still stands. Like, from what Keto and Nexus was able to do in their first or day 1 matchup. Well, technically day 2 for them. Like it was a nice performance to watch.
God, the spam makes me so nervous. Everyone that's kind of tried to go toe to toe with the spam has learned the hard way that OG really know their lineups here. Oh God! Oh boy,
Too close. Way too close.
Okay, can't play short. That's off limit. I'm gonna sandbags.
Oh my God! And Nikado literally shoots for 1 and gets 3.
I'll repeat the crane. We need a hero.
Oh no.
Now full blind, and so that's gonna be him away from the top of ramp.
Keto doesn't get tagged for too much. If Fiku wins that duel over Kicksan, this is a complete okay, wait. Off of that, Heavy God is now taking scaffold, and he's about to get all the information that he needs to. Yep. They're committing to A here, but they know that D-Say is closed off at the moment. Tessa is going to have to apply pressure onto Heavy God. Yeah, Regali's now going to start to rotate off of that information, and this is... the gun barrel! The gun barrel!
Nikados has seen him, but Nexius is already up and past him. This is a wild round. This is a wild ride.
The gun barrel
is going B. Tessez is over there on that side of the map in the meantime, and so he's got a 1v2 available here. Brings it down to the 1v1. This kill can win the round right now, but he won't get it. Can't get past Heavy God.
And Nikados knows he hasn't been seen, but he's running.
He has to run. He has to run. Doesn't have the time for this. He wants to try and get
now
there.
they're going to plant against him.
Nexius is out of the picture, but now he's heard the footsteps, and Nexius will
9-3. Wow.
He has no idea how he got bottom B. He's like, I swear that orb was on A. It was on Gap. He'll watch that back. He'll be confused. And I think if CL left town 1 was on, it would have been a different story. But still, strong half from OG.
A 3-minute break.
What does it mean to be godlike?
What else do we got? What the fuck is this? Full fight heavyweight? I'm kind of interested, bro. Why are cloning everywhere, bro? What the fuck?
Advantage, a 3-inch reach advantage, but to me the big thing is a weight advantage. Greg Hardy outweighed his opponent by 30.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Here is Josh. Stay down. Watson.
Crazy name.
Fighting on the blue corner tonight, he wears black and gold. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. Hey, Prince of War, Hardy Jr. Greg Hardy in the black and yellow trunks.
Knuckle fighting? Jesus. I never thought. Even Vice made a video about it like almost a decade ago. Over half a decade ago. Over a decade and a half, my life.
From Watson looking for the entry. Hardy on the outside with the hook jab.
Oh,
Reaction, big reaction from
yeah. You don't want to take a fist to the face, bro. Even if you got a strong jaw, this shit is rough to watch.
40 seconds gone, round number 1 of this heavyweight bout. Feint from Josh Watson, the long, hard jab from Greg Hardy. Stiff jab on the counter as Watson missed the lead left hook. Hardy's jab is on point. That's a push down. Ruled as such correctly by referee Dan Morgliotta, officially a slip.
Don't throw him that, right? And I'd like to see a lot of these fakes right here from Greg Hardy. He's really getting a reaction from watching, which he has to.
The right
Alright,
hand from
but like, am I gonna watch it knock down? Oh, okay. I missed it.
Into the round, there's a left hand. Boom.
Oh, hit the
All
jaw.
it takes, you
Hit the
hit
jaw.
Somebody with that kind of power, they're going down. Great call by the referee. The ropes definitely stopped that knockdown from happening. Look at that nasty gas.
We don't need to see that.
Right now.
Oh! He put his way into that one shot.
Here comes the takeout from Morgliotta. Whoa! BKFC.
That was a full dog. That's that was vile.
Really stepping up and delivering. There hasn't been a hell of a lot in this for Heroic. Instead, we've just been looking at OG across the board.
Nikodos not using his glasses, playing the game.
Mixture of paces.
Maybe that's why
sorry,
he's the top frag on the team.
From Keto and the gang. And some really nice moments across the board. Most notably for me is Nexius sat up topping the charts, even above the likes of Heavy God and Regali, who have been the kind of 2 stars for OG thus far. Great to see him in this form, especially after a slower start versus.
And the flash shot on the 4 for Heroic. Nice little set play with the smoke. Kind of a same execute that they were doing with the Heavy God smoke. Unfortunately, that wasn't able to execute. But oh wow, this A-Rap is actually nice. You have the low health on Keto, and you have a lot of control right now. I mean, Nexus and Heavy God have the lower B control, but that's not at all where this is going.
And Keto, no bomb to deny from this position.
Yeah, Keto, yeah. So they're able to do a rotate all into ramp here, so that they're gonna have the pressure. But yeah, outside of Nerds, this is really a minimal duel for. You gotta make it those two. Oh, but Nerds is, he's gonna be able to stay alive. Even the fact that he's able to stay alive and get one in that situation, even if he doesn't get any and he just makes them apply, like make them back off after that initial flash, that's amazing work that Nerds is able to do there. And technical pause.
Know that OG are gonna entrench themselves, and the longer they wait, the more paranoid OG are getting. Like, oh, are they coming at ramp?
I don't know why I chose to do. I'm not gonna fucking do Vertigo talks. Can I Vertigo?
So, good call for Heroic, but they're going to need a lot more on this T side. And part of the question for me is can Nerds step up and perform to the level that we know this player can do? He is so strong, Harry. He's only been on this team a little bit. Only played 50 maps in this team. He's already the highest rated player on Heroic in history, joint with,
I love me some high quality Minecraft.
So, no surprise.
And then you just got the pixel textures. Let's just take away from the illusion. Like, this looks fine even with the pixels.
Okay.
If it's 128 or 64.
In this game,
but then you look at the individual pixels here, and it's just like, okay, this takes solution for me. Even this, I can enjoy the torches.
I'd go Nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heavy God look really good though. So let's see. Let's see what happens long term, Harry. That's the thing about the future.
Nice.
Yeah. Fair play.
Always love to see Tessa smile, bro. Always love to see that man smile. Especially after all this. To see them winning, bro, is the best.
Just a chance to do a bit of damage with the
and
USPs.
Oh, maybe he's not gonna see anything here. Yeah, this is all the information that you need. You saw about 2 or 3 with all the USPs, and you realize for what it was.
Give it up now.
Now they're gonna commit the 5 people onto this B hit. Now they're gonna have Nikodos and Nerds stay on the flank. Nikodos is gonna go into T spawn, but Nerds is gonna maintain for this flank pressure. Oh wait, no, he's in mid. Never mind, so it's just Nikodos saving.
Oh, well, Nikodos is slinked off back into the spawn. I can't believe he's still looking for this. This is the AK.
Yeah. Get out.
Oh, you've got to fight. You've got to fight, and Regali will find him. AK to be retrieved. Heroic.
And now they're gonna apply pressure to try to get rid of. I just don't know why you wouldn't throw the AK like off the map.
Effective round for OG. Tess says, "Oh, hang on a second." Like a sneaky Spider-Man up on the ceiling. Oh God, he's just.
Okay, now they're gonna apply pressure from both ways, but fucking hell, that didn't have to get so.
What the
fuck just
good damage done at the end of the round when all is said and done again.
Yeah, and it is said after it is done. It's still Heroic. What's that say? So I can't read. This is still a long road, Harry, for Heroic. A long road.
Yeah.
Along the road.
Yeah.
Fun of the journey.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
road trips are all about length and speed.
Yeah, dude,
Go somewhere fast.
body glitch. I don't know how you do that dance move, bro. Shit's so
Far away. Why
insane.
go slowly? Take forever.
Good point, honestly. You can see why the horse went out of fashion.
Yeah. Have a lot of power.
These lineups are so insane.
All right then, Heroic. Looking like they want to go for a bit of a B split here.
The double smoke into the molly for quad. Wow, this is a nice hit. This is 5-6 util. Double smoke, double molly. Double smoke, single molly, double flash, and then a second wave of double flash into the nade. That's 7. That's 7 or 8. I can't think right now.
So they've got 2 smokes. I mean, that is enough to get you up into the A side.
4 flashes, 1 nade, double molly,
given the ramp.
Yes.
and
really now with these CS2 smokes,
double smoke in the molly.
behind
That's
boxes. This will be a problem. OG moving back in.
8 pieces just for that 1 hit.
I like the re-aggression.
That's
Got a
nice.
re-smoke a gap.
And even with all that, they still have a double smoke situation.
30 seconds and a re-smoke. Uh-oh. Heroic on the clock.
No, they're comfortable with this. Yeah, they're comfortable with this, even if you're taking dry fights. Okay, now why would you just be? Why would you let him go by himself to take the long range duels? Like, you should have a second person. You're not gonna clear short like that. The fuck? I get you have Shush on the flank side, but you have double people. You have 3 people. You put 1 sandbags, 2 push out. You put 1 right cubby, and then 1 pushing default side, and then Shush in the flank corner, so that both players, even if you don't know how many people are in that short, you have 2 people to take that short fight. And then there's a flank. And if you're doing the double smoke like you just did, you got the headshot kill, then you only need 1 person back holding for that heaven peak. I get why you would want to do 2, but bro.
There's no problem for OG. Everything is it. They woke up on the right side of bed, Harry. They rolled out of bed. They were fully dressed, in a suit, in shoes. I don't know how they slept. Maybe uncomfortably.
You get
I'm making up words right now.
Maybelline uncomfortably.
I just don't get it.
Maybelline, Harry. I don't know, but it's working. OG having a great day in the office, and Heroic harrowing on Vertigo.
And I don't know, I've loved the, it just feels like Keto has a very solid grasp over when the opponents are going to look to go for these pace changes, when they've like done enough to repel an exec. Like the fact that even kind of after shutting down that B play, they very decisively pulled everyone back towards A and got ready to play ahead of the remaining util. That's fantastic. That's like a really solid read over the game. It would have been easy, I think, for Heroic to have even hung around there and just tried like the double pump exec in towards B, but OG never even considered that as an option.
This is a weird vibe from the Heroic side.
4-on-4 in this round as Nerds will claw.
I get you wouldn't want to go to the 11 just for free,
gonna
but
try and throw his hat into the ring. He's had good success in these ramp fights. We'll come up short in that one there. They're going to try and assemble this boost. Come on,
That's how to do it at home.
get that cake out the way, Regali, man. Keto's trying to get up there.
that was so much ass in the face, though.
Wasn't even a boost.
No.
Just kind of jumping around at each other.
Alright, well, Heavy God has this lower B presence, so they know Fiku's doing the every now and then peak mid, but they have 3 set up on this A site. There's all 4 heroic players committed, and this is just gonna be a pressure hit, bro. I'm expecting them to throw some util and not just play for contact on this.
So,
Oh, great timing with the 40-second smoke.
what are we thinking? Just walk up the short side? That's their best route in.
Gonna have that backside smoke here. Just doing 1.
Yeah, left side smoke. Keto plays ahead of it. He knows that if he can just shut
Oh,
down this
Keto wasn't
opponent
ready.
up through short, that
He
would have
just
been
comes out
everything, but
against
he
the
will
2.
fall short in that engagement. Bomb plant now in for Heroic.
Bro, don't stress me.
We've got flanking, he is.
R.I.P and G. What can I do? Not scratch my R.I.P.
Right now. Good spray conversion. He gets a double.
Maybe I should have just done.
Just
There you
Redragon
go.
now. Quick trades in the site and a 1v1. He's got a kit right there.
Oh,
Retrieve that gives him 5 more
Nico.
seconds, and that might be the 5 extra seconds.
Oh, Nikodos. This actually is a great position. But he's expecting it. But he's expecting it, and you lost. No? No.
And we'll hop on that bomb. The kit makes a world of difference for OG. And he just grabs the defuse with milliseconds remaining. That is great. The decisiveness to commit to that as well once he gets the kit is wild. I just noticed that Keto doesn't have
I just saw this tab.
the panel on the side of it. The battery
It's
could
not
fall
on
out
there.
at any moment.
Yeah, I just saw this
a lot, actually.
in the recent activities.
Because you don't want to be mid-round and
No
then
virginity is
the
unattractive
battery for your headphones just
unless
falls
you're
out.
rejecting advances left and right. Being a virginity above the age 20 means you're unattractive women have a pre-selected you. Even a virgin women want a man with at least 2 to 3 bodies. They don't want man whores, but they pick when we're a virgin. They also don't want to be a crash dummy from men that have never been in a relationship before. Bro, is it over? Can't be over it. Never began. Base weight, cute and funny. Like, Japan love random virgins. It's so joke.
He could just like swap it. You really want the
They have the
battery
lowest
to be
birth rate in the
secure,
world,
but,
don't
you
they?
know, it is what it is, I
Okay,
guess.
that's just getting.
Keto's confident, not going to throw his head around, thrash around.
Nah, it's just getting
Knock
to a
that
different
out.
point.
He's playing a very stable game.
No, it's just funny to look.
Over in
Just
mid,
glanced
Fiku
over and I
picks up
saw
the
that.
that's an MP9
Male
nesting
virgin
there
is
to the head, and now
unattractive.
hit control taken.
Virginity.
Kicksand still floating around here, but they're trying to hold on to the ladder. It's an awkward fight for whoever takes it. Fiku will divert his attention back in the mid. That's when Kicksand finds him still. If Heroic don't stumble back into this 3v4, if they don't find a way, this is.
I'm
as
thinking
good as
this is
done, it feels
this is a
like.
game.
And I think that's why you see OG take the pause before this round. They had limitations with that last round coming down to a
24,
1v1, so they wanted the extra
and you
time to
just
figure out
commit.
how they can
You
deal
have
with
to
the killing
commit.
blow right here, right now.
But that's what I was saying,
Even
bro.
if Fiku dies
Even if
after
you
a
just
minute
gave the
rush,
round
you traded
before,
an MP9 for an
a
FK,
full
you got
save,
yourself
and you
that
get
leg
the
up early in
24
the
with the
round.
reset.
OG are in a really
You're going
good
into
spot
11
right
no
now.
matter what, but at least you have money for the up. You commit to the fight. But this, you're just like, if you can get it going, you get it going, and that's always the good thing about being on T side. You can break the economy just like that. But in that same argument, it's like I'd rather waste a round, even though rounds are more important in this game than they were in CSGO, I'd still rather waste a round just doing a cycle reset so that we can do a second round or third round full hit or like a full buy.
Good damage on the nade, but not enough to deal the killing blow. And with that not
And even
coming
if you're
through,
going
Kicksand's
1400,
really
you can
give this a
still
look in now.
buy
It's
some
like the bottom
things,
half
you
of
know.
the time,
19
knows
plus
he's
the
got time
24
anyway, so it's better
gives
to
you
run
enough
in
where it's
and
like,
force the kill. OG
what's that,
move
25,
on to
35?
that point.
35
This
plus
is
the
a
plus the
very
14
dominant
from
looking
before.
vertigo from this
If you're not
squad.
buying, then that's
It's
40,
been very well cooled. They've
49,
successfully shut down Heroic at every turn. The individuals have
49
stepped
and
up
48.
massively for OG. There's not a weak link
what?
in sight, really.
24, no, 49.
That's the most impressive part. It's not a close game where they've won.
And that's no kills. They're going no kills at all. Obviously, that's like no kills, no buys, but that's 49. Matter of 3 rounds.
This was never even a start for Heroic.
This is just, yeah. This is just this. I'm curious to see what they'll be able to bring into this next one, but it's like you didn't even need any crazy performance from OG. You just needed them to be
16 and 7
consistent.
on your solo B anchor, like that's exactly what you
Keto?
want, right? Like compare
That's
that to
just-
Shush in the first
He's
half.
lost his
Who
duels.
either wasn't really finding
Fiku won
anything there
his
or
duels
was
too.
getting shut down by
And then
Heavy
Heavy
God
God
and
just
coming
gets
out
this
through round.
opening.
Now Fiku's taking liberties with a
How many
mid push.
multi-kill
OG,
rounds?
they
3,
are
4,
going for the
3,
jugular,
2.
man. They want this
That's not
one
really a
done.
stat that you can kind of pick up though.
Kill Nikodos, rotate Heavy God,
Kill
and
assist.
potentially
What's
Regali back
this?
to A.
Kill
They're
assist
gonna find out
survived or
exactly
traded.
what's going on.
94%.
And
94%.
easily done. B is clear. Drop your nades, guys. They're coming your way. OG ready to run this over the finish line.
And I mean, that just comes with being an anchor, right? You're likely just going to maintain that high percentage if you're always just going for one and done, so at least trying to be the last person in rotates, right? But
has to get this bomb down. He'll get
Just
spammed
literally
out. So
gets
OG
back. Wow.
pick up a
They can't even do much about that.
dig to kickstart their run in this BO3.
Maybe we'll see something once now goes back to their bench. Maybe we'll see something from this Mirage pick, but hopes are not high. Not after that. Atrocity.
Vic. A person in line for the buffet feels the need to make a little comment about every dish.
Salad. Oh, mac and cheese. My mom. Oh my God, Jell-O. Who puts Jell-O on buffets anymore? It's like there's no kids here. It's not a kids buffet. Peanuts, 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 peanuts. Okay, the big finisher, a little piece of cake. A little piece of cake for this little piece of cake, right? Okay, all right. Well, enjoy the conference.
Wow! I feel like you sort of turned it around on them at the end there, Vic, where suddenly they look like the assholes.
Yeah, well, they're crazy.
Vic. The part of the Oscars where they show a clip from each movie and then cut to that actor.
Cinema, it makes us think,
Oh,
it makes us
double
feel,
Vic.
it makes us love. This year we have 12 amazing actors.
Wow.
First up, John Hamm in The Syllable.
Speak! Stop stuttering and speak! Say a word. No.
Wow. We have John Hamm in Ride or Die.
Get on the bike! Get on the bike and ride! No.
Incredible. Incredible. Next, we have John Hamm in An Alien Among Us, A Philadelphia Story.
Be a human! Be a human amongst us! No.
Wow.
The part of
What do you
that
think
one
when you
was
hear
aight at the
cursed
end.
dice? These are cursed, these are blessed, and these are something else entirely.
A book, a
D&D.
skeleton, a cactus.
Ooh, that could actually be fun. Let's play some connections. I ain't even thought about that in a minute, bro. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this first thing in the morning with no real fucking food in my belly to make my brain think. I'm gonna have to come up with this. Alright, we got blanket, cadet, bar, scarf, major, heater, general, station, wolf, degree, down, concentration, broad, inhale, minor, sweeping, cadet, general, major, and minor? No.
I'm ready. I'm excited. The stage is set.
Blanket, heater, scarf.
What is that? It all comes down to the next 3 maps of Counter-Strike. All right. Okay. And he can't believe it. Oh my god.
Well, that was not at all what we expected. A dominant map 1 victory for OG. I don't even have really words, Bubsky, to explain it. That's an incredible start to the
Blanket,
series for
heater,
OG that
scarf.
we're still kind of waiting to see what this lineup can offer, and
Inhale.
I guess that's kind of an indication of what they have beneath their belt.
But inhale doesn't make sense in terms of like things that you would do to be warm or things that would make you warm and then inhale.
They really feel like they found something special for now at least. They actually dominate Heroic on a map. It wasn't even close, and I think
maybe
the little bit of the disappointing part on Heroic side is
not
that we
even
can actually
like
start having expectations from them. But
neither of
all
those
a
were
sudden
close.
they
So
do
like this is a completely different.
a team that has been on a,
You
let's
know,
just
I
say
thought this was
rough
gonna be
patch.
fun.
Yeah, the game kind of does change for the Heroic lineup once they start having some good upsets and some decent runs, and they start showing us what, at the level that they can play at right out of the gate, and then you start expecting to constantly see progress and constantly see them moving forward. But OG just entirely shut them down from that first
Major,
half on.
minor, degree.
I mean, I don't know. I guess the question becomes, Did you see anything in this map that you feel like OG can continue to build upon and can be consistent for them moving
And
forward
maybe a
into
broad
Barrage?
wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, and it's the crazy part that I might
Inhale wouldn't make sense. Wolfman wouldn't make sense.
responsibility in
Blanket
the
wouldn't
hands
make
of
sense.
Kito. I didn't
Cadet.
think he was up to
No.
the task of being an in-game leader and Frankie
Bar,
at the same
no.
time. But he does really well in this game as
Major,
well. Like,
minor,
such a strong
degree.
start to the game, constantly finding impact, and he is for some reason the difference maker between them winning and being really good at times. We've seen
I'm
OG
actually
on a
struggling right
in
now.
the start of the year. It's been rough. They didn't even make it to the Armad, the EU. Failed all open qualifiers. I think it says a lot what OG is currently, but for some reason we see a team now that is actually able to play against the best of the best, and I think it's mainly due to Kito and Heavy God lifting.
Yeah, and Kito's calling on this map was good. I mean, he didn't call anything mind-blowing, but, you know, he called some nice, simple, effective tactics. They were able to abuse the A-ramp a couple of times. They were able to just kind of do a contact play at B stairs. And all of a sudden, when you get a team down and you reset them and break their economy on the CT side, you're up 5-6-1. All of a sudden, you get way more space on the map to run those kinds of plays consistently. And it just kept being effective.
Bar station.
Yeah, the thing is that Kito back in the day was actually that aggressive rifler, right? That made an impact that big. He had some good maps once in a while, and I think
That's
if
all
you
I'm
can just
getting for that
replicate some of that in
combination.
the in-game leader role, I think it will be way better for them going forward. He's been
I feel
the
like
main
I
man
have
for
something
me.
with
I know
these
Heavy
three,
God
but
on the
it
Frankie
doesn't
side have been
show.
better, but considering his role as Kito and the responsibility that he carries
tried
on
to
the weight of his shoulders, I think
lift
really
myself
impressive
and
to see a guy like him
I
stepping
bet
up
my
to the plate. He's
thumb
also
in
just
was
lost his
out.
coach in the former
Hey, when
Roga,
that shit
who's going
happens.
to Astralis. Nothing
I
but
like
an
Cadet
impressive from a
General.
guy who's had a rough career in the last couple of
Major.
years.
Yeah, and certainly the step up of what we expect from Kito coming into this event and then what he's giving us at the event
what else is
itself
there,
is
though, that
is
I
a
don't get the
large
wolf
improvement in his
connection.
personal individual effort. Let's switch the focus over to Heroic.
Or I
This
don't
just
see
them
Werewolf
getting
would
caught
be
maybe
connected,
asleep
I
at the
should
wheel
say.
for the first map in the series, maybe not fully warmed up, not woken up, because I mean, again, they were just like losing some of these like dry entry fights and miscommunications on the
there's,
initial
like,
contact
somewhere-
and initial
some
setups.
title in the
Like,
military that I can't think of.
That can't be
Like
that can't be
Cadet,
something we expect to
General,
see out of
Wolf.
Heroic consistently.
No, I think we both sit with the same feeling that it was
Minor?
underwhelming.
No.
I think Nikodos is a guy we ask a little bit more from. He actually showed a little bit in this map, but the rest of the team didn't really live up to the task. And it's difficult to be smart about this project, because I feel like before going to this matchup, I've heard that Saw interview and he was really confident going into the map pool, and I know he's a guy who does his preparation, but then you go into the map like this and just fully fail on the basics, right? So it's a little bit weird to say where is Heroic on their good days. They've certainly shown that they can play against top 10 teams, but on their worst days they've also definitely shown that they're not able to be a consistent gatekeeper team of tier 1.
Is that a symptom of like a new lineup that just hasn't really figured out their entire identity, that they're all kind of committed to, where you sort of play up and down to the level of your opposition? Because we see them challenge some of the best in the world, and obviously, you know, maybe this is just one of those games that came in a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too lackadaisical.
I don't want to just do something random. But I only got one left, so I can't fuck up.
Every time you play with a new roster, every time you lose, right, you get to know each other a little better. You know how they react when they're tilted, when they're not. And I think those tasks are needed to be done by Heroic to improve as well, right? I would just say it's not the perfect timing to go at it, because they're relatively close to the London spot at the Mirage, right?
Next pick, though.
I think the players
I'm curious to see how Heroic bounces back on that map, knowing that this is
one of the
their
better teams in the world, and
comfort pick.
Sitting on a 90%
And I'm
win rate says a lot, and
seriously
I also think that
curious on how OG
is going to be having a harder
come
time
back
doing
from
their
that.
defaults and just trying to swing on a lot of the duels.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where you take this next is to Mirage, and if you're Heroic, you're right. You are going to be comfortable with one of your last 6 matches on the map in a row.
For this one, just to
great
figure
run
it
of
out.
form on it. You
Blanket,
beat Gamer
heater.
Legion, you beat Astralis, you've even beaten Vitality back at IEM Katowice on this map. So I'm assuming just the way the conversation has gone and the way we've chatted about Heroic, you're expecting to see them bounce back and tie the series up and bring it to map 3.
I think I would put my faith in a coach, which sounds ridiculous to say on a map like this, right? But I think the only reason if Heroic wasn't able to go at least to 3 maps today, it was that if Saw and the guys didn't do enough prep, right? I don't even know it.
Down, inhale, scarf, and wolf. Okay, that does make sense.
I know he's one of
areas of academic focus, concentration, degree, major, minor.
I think it kind of blew my mind. That
okay, because I never heard of concentration
I think Snappy was really good at that time.
as a wording for academic focus.
And I think when
degree, major, minor, but I wasn't. Concentration was gonna be lost on me. Universal blanket. Blanket,
this guy
universal
made a
board.
major difference. I think it also says that he's
Universal
really bringing
general.
something extra to the table.
Universal
just to play
sweeping.
devil's advocate for you, just because you know it's fun and I want to entertain myself. Snappy did say in that interview leading into this series that they were more focused on. They gave us the classic line.
Oh, broad blanket general sweeping, like just
there is a world.
Open term, like universal terms. And then space bar, space cadet, space heater, space station.
If Heroic comes into this snoozing one more time, that could happen really
Space
quickly with the likes
bar.
of Heavy God and Keto playing the way he is. So big match for Heroic. They're facing elimination.
No
Mirage is up
more
next. They need
than
to force
2
the
that
third
I
map, take
get
this
at
series the
once.
distance if they still want to fight for a spot in London. We're going to get into it right
That's
after the
fair.
break.
I got my shit absolutely rocked. What else is there? I don't care about Wordle. I don't care about, I don't really care about these games. Connections is the only one. Connections is the only one I'm interested in. And that shit got my shit rocked. I thought I was gonna at least get one.
This is the second episode in our series going over some forgotten NBA teams. The first episode was on the 2015 Atlanta Hawks. Check that out after this video is done. And today we're going to be talking about the Washington Wizards during the Gilbert Arenas era.
Yeah, you know, Arenas, he was a player that was ahead of his time. He could shoot, he could get to the basket, he could dribble like crazy. He was crazy on the court. He was also a little crazy off the court.
A little is another statement, bro. No, what's It's still crazy to this day, bro. Bucket getter though, pure bucket getter. It's crazy how bad bucket getters have like really bad teams on the modern game.
Before we start talking about the Gilbert Arenas-led Wizards,
Like, it's actually crazy on how much we're starting to realize that just because you play the sport doesn't mean you actually know anything about the sport. And it's not to say like they don't know anything about the sport. They know what it takes to get to that level of competitiveness, but in terms of like having takes, some of these people have some of the shitty, like some of these professional players that have been in these locker rooms and have more experience of what it is to be like one of the guys have some of these shit takes, bro.
Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and
And
hit
I'm
the
not a Bill
notification bell
Simmons
so you never
fan,
miss
but,
out on
like,
any
you
new
know.
videos. So let's talk about how Gilbert Arenas ended up.
Like me, I came into like ESPN during like the Max, the Stephen A. and Max show. I don't remember what his name, Max Kellerman. Like, give me Iguodala was the wildest take, you know? And, you know, shit that Stephen A. says every other show because he was just changing his opinion every time. But it's just like, that isn't even the craziest take. Give me Iguodala is not even the craziest take from that. I mean, it still is, but it's not like, yo, like Gilbert Arenas talking about get rid of the Europeans because the Europeans make the game soft is the worst take I've heard in so fucking long. Like, it was refreshing to hear a shit take from Gilbert Arenas because I'm a fan. I enjoy the podcast.
The Wizards because the story just makes no sense.
Team
So
was
it came down between the
that
Wizards
was
and the
the
Clippers, two
stupidest
just
take, bro.
absolutely desirable destinations.
Just well run in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, the two places you want to go to. I mean, the only reason really he wanted to go there because money.
LA and DC too. I
Yeah,
mean.
that is true, but it was down to those two teams, so he flipped the coin around 10 times. 8 of the 10 times it landed on the Clippers side, so you'd think you'd probably go to the Clippers. Also, on the way to meeting with the Wizards, he got a migraine, but Gilbert Arenas said no. Migraine says don't go to the Wizards. Coin says don't go to the Wizards. I'm going there.
So when life
expected to have so much
And that is why Gilbert Arenas is Gilbert Arenas.
elimination format,
The
anything
Hibachi.
is possible, including an OG 2-0. But Heroic, 9 out of 10 wins on this map.
His shoes are fire, though.
Roster's inception. That being said, GGBet odds have OG just as favorites, probably due to how dominant
Honestly,
it was.
that's a sight I never...
These are so clean, bro.
No one ever thought they would see this. OG coming in as favorites? That's...
These are OG clean, bro.
But man, you've got to
Like,
give this team the respect because they've
Why
really
the fuck is
impressed
Swaggy
me
P?
here throughout Showdown. You know, the
pays
way that we can
homage, pays homage to Benny Hanna and his old and his old pay Gilbert Arenas. What? And his old pal. Even though they're still pals. Yo, these are just like so clean, bro. I can't even hate.
But here versus Heroic, stellar first map. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even a moment where you thought Heroic were going to pull that back. It was no contest.
Colorways are kind of trash.
As it goes on, but now this is the real bread and butter for Heroic. So if OG are able to bring the heat here, that legitimizes them further. Let's take a look at it though. Let's battle back and send us to Ancient, that third and final map waiting in the wings should we need it.
Shush contact ramp, PT50 armor, bulk of the hits on B. A kill would sell this fake perfectly. They can still split mid. Top and bottom at the same time. Nikadol's looking for his.
Okay, never mind.
He's not going to get it. Nexius easy frag, and now that lower
Kickstein's going to take a delayed hit, and Regali's not going to see him. But he's going to back up so that he can triple up onto this.
They feel like it's destined to be A. He's going to hit a step.
Oh, this is going to be some free information. Once Shush gets killed by Heavy Gun, or by Nexus, my bad, not Heavy Gun. And yeah, as soon as Fiku dies, everybody does immediate rotate, especially after Nexus gets the information. Hey, I just killed their A rotate.
Plant is in for Heroic, and they've been given a good bit of time to take some advanced positioning here over in the market. If Kicksan's able to swing out and deal with both of these, that would be the
GG's.
helping hand. But no such love today. Keto, the man who was dinked to 26 HP right at the start of the round, gets that final kill. And so OG find themselves a pistol round.
Yeah, that feels like a very convoluted pistol right there, trying to show A, then take mid to look like they're splitting connector.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
They still force the rotation out. Fiku is back to the site. They're not ready for him.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
From spawn is because I agree with you with the breakdown of like what the idea was there, but I think the downside to that is it just leaves you like with no one really actually like with the bomb to go through the apartments, right? And so you're really
That's how I felt about that Vertigo round.
The positions getting taken and going,
You guys are just gonna have Bongo on site by himself.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 3 of you pushing ramp and 1 of you on short, but you're just gonna have Bongo go by himself. Because the short player smoked off.
More favored for OG.
Oh, bro, I'm an OG fan. Let's go. I'm an OG fan.
It's nice to see a team that I feel like we can root for, because for a while OG were just middling. They were just they just existed.
Yeah, and even I'd say that's at best.
Yeah.
You know, at times they just kind of felt like cannon fodder to the better teams.
Especially in the partner circuits, facing a lot of tier 1 opposition, but right now they're playing to the level. Regali gets out after a double kill in the B apartments. The bomb trying to chase him down, but
nice little smoke from Nikados. I mean, they still know that there's somebody mid here. Nerds is not getting away with this.
They're getting crunched in middle.
And what, Nikados is just gonna have to save now, or is he gonna try to go for bomb plant attempt? Gonna start to push up into the B apps. Make it seem like he's a hero. Hopefully he can get a frag or 2. The economy is kind of broken here for OG, so getting any frag here, 2 will be very vital. And if you're able to get bomb play on top of that, but you're not gonna be able to cross through that apps.
So OG are looking to stick the landing.
This jail CT or this jail cat cross is quite deadly. I don't think he's gonna clear out both.
And, up against the T side,
I expect him to get 1 kill on most.
That's good, man. That's good, especially to have kept it this clean, right? Like usually the whole goal of this round, at bare minimum, if you're heroic, is to at least do damage, because you're coming into it oftentimes with at least matching firepower to the CTs, and oftentimes better.
I'm assuming
it's one where you really hope that you can inflict a lot of damage there, even if you lose the round. They find just 1 kill, and it's on a feature over here.
Well, what he's saying applies to the rounds where you can break your economy. If you're able to get a double round, 3 kills each time, that breaks any team's economy, any CT team's economy. But I think Heavy God did see Nikados, and he just decided to push up to try to get a better position to the crossfire as soon as he dropped. And oh my god. Ooh, Fico did it. Fico boosted up on that train, or on that spoiler. He boosted up on the spoiler, and he went to go and get the free kill. This is just a simple kill, or a simple round. What's the economy that we're looking at for this map?
Somehow invincible there as they're staggered to try and deal with him.
This is it. Heroic have to start strong and start early.
Nikados has 55, so maybe they buy the op out.
If OG2O this, that is mad. Even though Heroic don't look themselves today, this is a map they have 9 out of 10.
He dropped a double AK.
This is a map OG have
No, he picked up the AK and
with this roster. They got 13-0'd by Vitality at
okay.
groups. That was on their T side.
27 out of 40. That's 13. And then you did double flash. And that's 800. Somewhere around there. I don't know if he bought the smoke or not. Maybe he did. I just didn't see the drop of the smoke because it was pre time I can see.
Even though we've seen a bit more of
Hello, Toby.
like a nuanced look at his ability to change the pace across this series, I still think that that's something that Keto.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
I think Kickstand should have the edge there, so I hope that we kind of see a
I'm definitely not streaming every fucking game today, though. Like, I'll keep that. I'll keep that as note number one.
Heroic kind of like
Screw all that.
One guy gonna go hunt, but he's full health.
Yeah, more just trying to escape the bomb radius.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Who else we got? Metasport versus Monty. That doesn't really intrigue me. I'm not gonna lie. Could be down. Down.
Not ready at all. He goes 1-for-1. Keto's in a far better position.
Just Monty doesn't really intrigue me at the moment. And I'm a big fan of the Monty. Didn't have SDY though.
In that mid round, if you give him a bit of time to kind of piece it all together.
Toby back, holy fuck.
On the right end.
Regardless, orb comes out. He's 6-0
I told you for the
right
third
now
time,
with the
Dougie.
rifle, so excited to
Oh,
see
SDY still playing with him?
CT spawn, caring for that A rush again. Heroic don't want to be completely 1D. They'll go for a mid split. Shush back to the A site.
Abandon the double B hold. They've left it all onto heavy
Damn, but like, you can sit beside me. Just don't keep jumping up on my leg.
Looking over his shoulder.
Expecting to go up.
Between the two positions right now.
They don't want to fight for mid anyway. They're giving a lot of room. They're hoping they get an A split, and right now that could happen. Shush is back to the B side though. This is a lot of pressure on Heavy God in this round. Nexius can't really move. He's got to wait out Nerds. No way. Yeah, I was going to say he looked like he wanted to go through the smoke. Nerds will delay the play.
Good buddy.
I'm nervous for Heavy God right now. Yeah, I really am. It's like all this util starting to stream on in,
and this is about to be fast. He's smoked off though. Oh, Nurse is not gonna get anything. Nexus is ready for this. The timing, the timing, the timing, the timing, the timing, the timing, the timing. You get one, you get two. Oh, wow.
Collect one from the mid window. There's the backstab. If this isn't dealt with quickly, OG might never get to attempt this round. Heavy God is still inside of the site, playing around these
No,
short
they're not gonna attempt this round.
They start to
I
fade
need to
now.
full screen.
Heavy
Shit.
God, they don't know about him yet, but now they learn about him.
Oh my God, Heavy God!
And suddenly Heroic, they're churned up. They're brushed aside. There's Keto with a backstab, and Heavy God hides in those smokes, only to stab Heroic in the back.
Heavy God with the 4K, bro.
As Heroic are churned up by the Heavy
Is
God
really
of
number
OG.
one. Yo, Heavy God is insane, bro.
They came to play today. There is no doubt about it for OG. This is a map they have done nothing on, and they are looking for their biggest win yet. And with rounds like that from Heavy God, 4v5.
That second shot into to the headshot was so lucky.
In every single position. What a round from Heavy God.
He was the solo B anchor in a B exec round. There's no one that can help him. His teammate dies over in the market. You think like it's a disaster. He can't win this. But that's the Heavy God effect for you. There's been a lot of these rounds now, man. I don't even tell you how good the Beagle round was. You look at it and you're like, nah. No one can actually win this round from this position. But he does, and it's beautiful. Like you say, the kind of pre-fire and that third kill up into the apartments was a thing of beauty.
And that's literally just his first. Like he only had one kill before that.
Try and isolate him and deal with him over on shore.
Regali has 100% right now. He's not died.
Oh, and Heroic, talk about like a gut punch him around. You come into that one and you're like, okay, we're getting our heads screwed back on. We've done this nice little B play. There's no one even here. We get a free bomb site, a free plant.
If you paused that after the 5v4 and you looked at the map positions, you'd say there's no way OG's win that. Nerds in window who didn't rush that flank either. He died like second last. He jumped window to cat. So Nerds actually played that as well as he could by not flanking market. Like that would have been hell.
No, Regali gives up some information with the crouch P.
That's Kixon on the
Oh, yeah, Kixon hopping is
Not sure.
a nice switch
spawn.
up, especially that
Is he
Nikodos is just
gonna give it a
right
go
beside
and
him.
Nikodos take it after he dies. Interesting.
I don't know,
This
Tessa's
works
right
for the
beside him,
opener.
and Nikodos is just slowly walking out now.
This is, yeah, I don't know why they do this, but sure, go off King. Nikodos crawling up catwalk.
Slay, bitch.
A B split is right there for the taking. This time it's not heavy god.
No, there's no heavy god there. And Fiku, I mean, he's good, but no heavy god, right? So just kind of maybe regular god.
Still pretty powerful.
Oh, wasn't even ready.
Clears that. It's nice contact all
That's
the
why
way.
he takes the AK, baby.
Yeah, it worked.
That did work. Hello, mess up with the bomb plant. Gonna get it down anyways.
Bomb planted and another save for OG. Regali taking some liberties with that top mid push, but I don't mind it at this point in the game.
I don't think Keto's ready for this.
Wind in their sails, but holes getting cut now.
Speak into existence.
And they get stranded in the ocean.
Speak it
Just
into
heavy guns
existence,
remain.
bitch.
He looks at the top.
Alright,
of the,
now
the
that
body,
I've
he's
kind
like,
of had my little
how do I win
breakfast,
this?
little breakfast bar, and some
I'm being
terrible
hyper
candy,
confident. Show
chocolate
me how-
candy.
How much faith you have in heavy god?
Great
Save
breakfast,
nice
by
and
the
keep
way.
an AK.
Especially in this guy's hands.
I'm feeling my stomach's gonna rip. In terms of like,
All right,
yo,
5 life for heroic. Reassuring to recover
eat so many
around
gummies that
after the
your
beating,
stomach
they
just
got given
regrets it, and
100%,
the shit
you know, I think
afterwards
if
is
they-
always
that was
rough.
like the beginning of the
Yeah,
losing
that's
streak,
the
you go,
experience
yeah,
we're gonna
right,
go
wash
through.
your hands with heroic, they're done. But they at least
So unfortunate
come back
that
to
Gali
their
gives away this
senses here
information. I
when
feel
they
like he
pull
wins
this
that
round.
duel. If not, but that's the name of the game, baby.
And as much, you know, as we've
Who
been
has the
saying, Keto
faster
there,
hand?
he tries to kind of get ahead of the heroic game.
But this
plan.
has
He
been
feels
good
like they've done
for
enough to repel them from those B plays, so
OG
he falls for
in
a bit of a
terms
heavy
of
lean
this
over
hold
towards
on
tails. They lose
this
Regali in mid,
CT
and
side,
heroic just stick to
because
their guns on these
you know,
back-to-back
even
B
from all
plays.
that they said, Mirage is supposed to be where in this last few months of this new heroic team, they like, this is the map that they've kind of built themselves off of.
Oh, he's
And
dead
been able
immediately.
to apply it
Smokes are now down, and so it's a spam
into
battle
every
here for OG.
situation.
Hang on,
Oh,
Elise
and Tessa's
on
wins it.
Tessa's runs the smoke and manages to get out with a kill.
Fiku only is one shot now,
So low
and he's
in
gonna
that
have to go
engagement that
save.
OG should already
He's
be
not even
looking
gonna
at
try.
saving again.
Yeah. Sadly so. Regardless, so far out with the orb. Going through the smoke testers, that is mad. Far out with the orb. Going through this. Nerds going for a little hunt at the end, but it's still 3 for heroic. That's the key. Expecting a bit more mid-control for OG. They avoid it for the most part. Save allowed, rebuy will follow.
I want to see what Regali does here, because he's in very good form to open up this map. He's at a good start, but for the most part, since bringing the AWP out, he's been
his first
largely avoided. Right, that round there just gets smoked off, doesn't get to see a thing.
Pushed off
So,
in the previous.
yeah, right. So, you know, he's had his moments of like trying to dictate the flow of the game, but I want to see what his plan is now, and there's a lot more onus on him stepping up with the AWP. And so he will take an immediate bit of action over here in middle.
Yeah, the flashes mean there could be a play behind boxes though, so he's got to temper his expectations. Testes again, another smoke walk perhaps. It might be perfect. Regali's looking deep. Oh, he gets the flick in time. They're going for a B hit.
Heavy god with the deagle. Heavy god with the deagle, and Regali dead on the short side. Fiku instead going to be the hero here. 2 kills from him over in market, and he's even got the bomb trapped in at bench. He can't hang around and fight that forever. Doesn't want to give the kill away. Nikodos will pluck that first man in on rotation out of the round. And so the dust settles in a 2v2 over here at B. Bomb still trapped bench side, but Nikodos doesn't have a care in the world. Keto. Good spot to try and shut this one down. They don't know about him yet.
They think they've cleared Cat, and Nerds thinks he has it. Oh, the turn. That's not good.
Crazy.
Keto getting some position here.
This is weird. They don't think he can be here. Nikodos is going up on top of the van. Oh! He missed! He missed! Oh God, Keto, no way you win this. Surely not. And yeah, Nikodos will regain his bearings the second time around. Great round from Nikodos' AWP, as he's the sole reason that one pans out for Heroic.
From the first turn where he looks away and Nerds walks front market, like, that round was cooked. Then he misses Nikodos, turns back, sees Nerds, just can't actually get his crosshair on ahead. Oh, scary round, but Heroic get it done despite the 5-on-4 afforded by Regali, and Viku double hold, but Deagle does nothing this time for Heavy God. Second time out for OG. Keep in mind, they don't actually have the depth proven on this map, right? Like, we still have expectation that as long as Heroic mentally are capable, that they have the track record to win this game and take us to Ancient, but some sublime rounds for OG are putting that under question. Even Stevens.
Sublime, sure, but is this just a lemon from OG? Because if they, you know, start to have these chain up against them and go the other way, why are you shaking your head?
It's a good one.
It's a saying. You know what a lemon is, right?
I've heard of him.
Not just the citrusy thing. Ooh. Keto. Keto. Don't do it like this. Oh, he won't.
Okay. That's okay.
Damn.
He gets a little spine chill, a little tingle. And he turns around and deals with that push out 3 ramp.
Brain freeze, put it on ice. Keto going down early, but Nexus wants to make a play through the smoke. Flash doesn't clear it. Nerds with more on his plate. He's good at these fights. Headshot angle uncrouches in the spray, and it's perfect. 4-on-2. Heavy God held by an all.
Walks out. Oh, missed shot from Nikodos. Oh, God. Oh, God. That one missed shot might cost him dearly. That's the bomb trapped in a corner in top mid. Someone's got to come save him here. Now the orb bears down upon him, and Regali might be blind, but Nikodos is still dead and out of the round now. Kixan let off the leash. Going to come in with a backstab. Regali won't be ready for this, and so that one's free. Heavy God started this off. Aggro out through the short side. He's got to win it from this position now, and he's going to try dodge this player on the flank. Doesn't know where Shush is. Out in top mid, but
He should. He threw a flash.
Now ready for it. Shush is low. Oh, God,
And he wins. Heavy God wins this.
Both so wounded. There should have been time in the nade from downtown. Heavy God.
Heavy God. Absolute legend. He knows how to play this game, bro.
These rounds, man. These rounds are heart attacks.
He knows how to play these games.
Invested, I got nothing on the line.
These rounds matter in that game.
My heart race. Heavy God pulling his knife out for crying out loud, but he still wins it with the HE.
See timeout break.
After that one.
The way that Heavy God's piecing these rounds together is really nice to watch. Well, that one was a little...
that one, no!
A little shaky, but the timing of the nade, the realization that he needs to kill the window. The window player's going to play first because the bomb's trapped top mid. He should have known Shush was there because he flashed the other player out.
I think that's just in the chaos of the moment, in the heat of the round.
Maybe I've been timed through B, maybe Kixon's come back. He doesn't know where exactly. It's been some time, but the call from Regali should be like, yeah, someone flashed. Nikodos out of position. So either way, terrifying, but a round nonetheless.
And it's all, it's all off the back of that one missed shot from Nikodos.
Yeah. No, straight head first.
Even the fact that like Shush has that 1 second of hearing the nade hit the wall and just
there's nothing worse.
Well, damn, I did all I could, you know. Oh.
Can Heroic muster up anything in the face of these kind of embarrassing rounds to be losing? Where it feels like they have all the positional advantage, all the information, and they just get owned. A mid-take again. And with 4 out of 5 players, so trades should be very available here.
I mean, OG
I like this double B setup with the op. Well, they don't really have an op, it's an A1S. And the Fiku close up. Unfortunately, that's a little too well. Ah! Fuck, I hit my hand. Ah! My thumb on in the desk.
Regali and Fiku. What? That's not bad. And it's flawless. And it's a flawless round. It's a flawless round.
He got 2.5
What?
with
And my thumb, and then that happens.
They knew he was in the corner.
What is going on?
I'm so
That's not meant
confused.
to happen.
OG,
I'm so confused on how
they
4 of
are
them just died right there. What?
Pardon my French, it cracked out right now. Honestly, this is mad.
What?
Juiced, Harry.
And like a great awareness from Regali to flick his attention back around, knowing that all the attention is on Fuku. They're hounding down the UMP that's like ruined their day. Heroic, they've had a couple of rounds in this game that feel like it should just suck all the momentum out of them. A couple of key clutch moments. Now that one where they fall down versus the low buy. They're all in here. They're all in round 11, and if they lose this, they're force buying towards the end of the half. Suddenly you're looking at 8-4 for OG, so a lot weighted on this one. Heavy God
Okay.
on the smoke.
There's a lot of aggression from that mid take, and they're now starting to give it back. Look at this double palace push that's about to come out. Regali's watching for that jungle push, and Fiku has himself just back.
Is this a commitment? Maybe
Playing bench backside on B.
He now needs to kind of die or fight and die to set up Keto. He drops out. That's good.
Yeah,
we still don't know about Keto. Nexius hidden in the smoke, and he gets back under the balcony. Regali drawing them in. Keto still needs to play very late in the round right now. It feels like he's come back out to kill these ramp players. He is in hot water. They don't spot him. The bomb gets dropped. More players out into A, and Nerds gets the crucial trade. 2-on-4. Heroic look like they're onto a winner.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be amiss for writing this one off if you're OG.
He couldn't really get himself out of that situation, and Regali's not going to be able to survive, but he'll be... Oh! Never mind, he's going to go for it. Gets 2.
What's happening? Regali, he's
And now they're committing double CT here.
Bombs, not 4 CT, but he doesn't know that, and so... Thankfully, it all kind of ends here, which is honestly a good thing. Regardless, just going to hold on to this AK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of anxiety.
But he's not to know that. He never expects, like, yeah, they're going to both play out of position on me.
Yeah, he's playing smart, but that was winnable. At the record show. Playing for later. Low HP. It all factors in, Harry. And give that Heavy God AK. Give that AK to Heavy God, rather. Buy yourself an orb.
That was a very important round for Heroic, right? So for their sake, it's good that they're able to deal with the chaos that OG generate here.
They've reset well when they've lost these unbelievable rounds, like. But still, like, this is even, maybe even better at the end of the half. Kind of had no expectation for OG or Mirage. They are sending it. Heavy God up top mid again.
Oh, baby. Fiku gets 1, and Nerds is crossed through. This is a redemption. Oh, this is not a...
Too soon. He knows he's walked past Tessa's. Oh, Fiku though.
Oh, that was just a bad spray.
They're gonna hit B.
Pop, but Regali's here on that AWP. First shot misses, and with every missed shot, they get closer.
And Nexus is also close by, and this is over.
Playing in tandem. It is a collapse down over towards that B side.
And, you know,
OG do not let Heroic tie this up on the half. They are keen to maintain that lead, and they will do it. 7-5 for OG.
I say all of that and, like, GG's, but it's only a 7-5 half. That was a good mid-game recovery or mid-half recovery from the Heroic side to just string a few rounds together and get something going. But, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. This OG team is just playing on a different level right now. And sometimes it really just be like that.
He goes left.
It really just be like that.
I mean, imagine being his agent through all of this. He's going back and forth between the Clippers and the Wizards, and he's like, you know what? The universe is telling me, go to the Clippers, go to the Clippers. You know what? Tell him I'm going to the Wizards. I mean, his agent at that point is just going to be like, I better get a solid commission.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just in it for the commission at this point. Whatever you decide, that's on you. Also, the first year with the Wizards, they were just straight up trash.
They're the Wizards.
Yeah, they're the Wizards. It made sense. They won 25 games, and they were 13th in the East. Just trash. I mean, they had Kwame Brown. What do you expect? During the offseason, they'd add another star to the roster. They'd pick up Antoine Jameson in a very good trade. They sent out Devin Harris, who was the 5th pick that year. They sent out Christian Leitner and Jerry Stackhouse to the Mavs, and they got back Antoine Jameson. He'd previously played with both Gilbert Arenas and Larry Hughes, so this was a pretty good pickup for them, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely in hindsight. At the time, though, I mean, giving up Devin Harris, who was the 5th overall pick, and Jerry Stackhouse. Like, I know Jerry Stackhouse eventually kind of just became a role player, but back in his day, Jerry Stackhouse could play. Goddamn, though, this is a good move.
Yeah, very good move. And at the beginning of the 2004-2005 season, I didn't know about this. Gilbert Arenas was actually suspended for 1 game. Can you guess what it was for?
Speeding?
No, it had something to do with a gun. He had an unregistered gun. Only 1 game, though. Nothing, didn't pull it out on anyone else. Like, imagine doing that as an NBA player. But a little bit of foreshadowing for
I don't
the future
think this will
there.
come back to bite him in any way.
No, he'll learn from this, and nothing with guns will ever happen again.
Hey, the Wizards, though, they improved. They went from 25 wins to 45 wins. Funny thing about the Wizards, though, is this was their best record since the 1970s. 45 wins.
That is crazy.
I'm sorry, that is just, like, poor Wizards fans.
Arenas and Jameson were both All-Stars, though, and Jameson, Arenas, and Larry Hughes, a deadly big 3. They combined for 67 points, and nowadays, maybe that doesn't sound too crazy, but back in 2005, that's honestly like 80 points today.
Yeah, but 2 All-Stars for a 45-win team?
I mean, it's the East back in the day. What do you expect? First round, though, they made the playoffs for the first time since 1997. It was against the Chicago Bulls, little 4-5 matchup. Chicago took both games 1 and 2. Wizards won game 3 and game 4 to even the series, and game 5 was just wild. First, the Bulls were down 10 points with 41 seconds left, but then Gennaro Pargo decided, you know what, I'm turning into
few
prime
bottles of
set.
Escadon, I was like, damn, this really is life changing.
I didn't even know he
Going
did
back
this,
to,
but
like,
dude
just
hit like
regular
3
models, like,
threes.
it's cool.
Even with the Wizards
It's
blowing the
fine,
lead,
but
Arena
there's a
said, you know
difference in
what,
taste.
I'm calling game, and hit a game winner to give them the win.
Hey, they called him Agent Zero for a reason.
He was Hibachi, instant offense.
Dude was clutch, too. The Wizards got another close one in Game 6, won their first playoff series in over 2 decades. I thought our 14-year drought was bad.
Yeah, 2 decades.
2 decades, and then there were the Kings.
Ragtag bunch. This felt like surely this map was going to be one bridge too far, but they have bought the heat here on their CT side. There's no denying it.
And the crazy thing is, statistically, their T side is where they win the majority of their rounds, but they've never played a team of this level.
16, okay, never mind. That sounds bad.
Oh, and they go.
20 years is actually kind of crazy, though. Think the Sacramento Kings were 16. That's kind of crazy.
OG with a B rush, keeping it simple, stupid. How will they fare?
Tessa's Dooley round.
Oh.
No love lost between the two of them there as Regali instantly domes him. So the Doolies never even get to find
I really just don't see this going in the way of,
they desperately need, but a pistol round that they will not have any say in as Nerds and Shush worlds
Yeah,
apart
I don't
here.
see this being in the way of Heroic. This has just been a great performance
OG have had time
from
to
OG.
get established, time to get set up. You need a miracle
Both games
here.
that they have played.
Oh, that's not how
And I'm not just
miracles
talking about
start.
the
Shush
maps.
with
I'm talking about, like,
reply,
even in their first
Matchup.
matchup.
Make the next play, and he's dead immediately. They run down at Shush. They silence that last man, the danger man, up through the catwalk. And so OG find the pistol, continue building upon this lead. For Heroic, this now means, pending any weird upsets in 4 spies, there's only a handful of rifle rounds left between them and their time in the showdown coming to a pretty abrupt close versus a big underdog in OG.
Yeah, this ML12 format is a fickle mistress. OG strapped on right now, and a full eco puts them one step closer to that qualification game against Saw. Neither of those teams expected to be in that final, and one of them will make it to London unless Heroic or a monumental comeback from this point down in the game into Ancient. Nexius leading the charge.
Oh, what a double spray down. That was such a nice top-down flick down. Or top-down flick. Oh. Top-down flick in the midst of a spray.
Just another day in the office, Harry.
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you see, I think you can, you don't see him getting crazy hyped, but I think you can see the energy building up in Quito in his player cam. He knows how important these first few rounds have been, and the fact that OG have taken them so cleanly, he can feel that him and his squad are building still into this game, that they've still got more to show, and that the job is nearly done.
Wow.
Heroic. This is one of these few rifle rounds they've got, so they have got to hit the ground running here. And an instant take in a top mid at least gets them a lot of info early on.
So they want to hit
And I
because
think
Heavy
it's
God was
gonna
covering, but he
be a
immediately goes back to his
long
beacon,
time.
and they've drawn everyone over with just a couple of smokes. There's only one player at the B bomb side right now. Can this fake work out? We need a kill to sell it, but everyone's tucked back in the jungle side. Shusha see nothing. They're gonna hit the steps. Kicks in the captain with the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, will be able to deal with this first man in. Fiku, a lot of angles to check, and now learns about him the hard way. But Kixan doing it all.
Oh, Kixan is so fire right now, and Heavy God just doubles up with it. Whoa.
Play for Heavy God. 3-on-3, he's got the bomb in his bag, so he doesn't want to be too eager here, doesn't want to overstep and give that away. He just shrinks down and goes silent in at the van.
It's a huge flank, but they're open for the taking, and Regali trying to line up the perfect headshot. He does clean the kill up. Tess is dropped in the meantime. Heavy got to
Wow.
it's OG.
It's not even like what Heroic is doing is bad. They're just getting outplayed left, right, and center. You can't make this shit up. And I was so excited for this matchup when I saw it because, and it's not to be disrespectful, but when I say like the bottom tier of NA, when you expect a mid tier and not NA, a mid, like when we talk about tier 1, there's the top teams, the mid teams that you expect to be constantly competing in the bottom teams. These are two teams that are down punching up and both on extreme highs. Now what you see is Heroic starting to slow down, you know, not able to get the momentum going against this OG team. But that's because OG is just beating these mans. It's not because what Heroic's doing is bad. It's just because we're getting two teams that are punching up and one is hurting the other one more. But when you see like these top teams, sometimes it just is a fluctuation, and so you never have consistency. And maybe with this first major, we'll be able to finally put a wraps on it. But even with CS2, it's like we had Complexity take Sydney, the very first CS2 major. So much dominance and this whole resurgence with JT as your big, like such a big fragger for you guys, who's been coming up and making so many different plays and affecting so many rounds in way too many different ways for the positive. It's just been a slow disintegration of where they were to where they are now. And you know, to talk about this OG team, to talk about this Heroic team, we talked about this Heroic team 7 months ago. Top 5 team. Now we're talking about them being a top 30 team, top 20 team, but not for the worst, but for the best. It was like they grabbed what they could and nobody truly believed in them, but it's not to say it was a bad thing. Oh my god, Jesus, it's just, man, what number is Heroic? 12. That's 38.
These have been the two to keep an eye on across the tournament so far for OG, and they are keeping up those appearances right now.
This man bought a Negev. This man bought a Negev.
Two touted that could move mountains for OG, and they are more than up to the task. This is a map that is normally fantastic for Heroic, and they're not even making a dent right now.
Nerch just gets a good spam on Keto. Good start, good entry, and immediately taken back with Tessus and this bottom con. And Regali's really just trying to take these fights. He has all the confidence, even with his low health. Gets out of the situation, fortunately, but Nexus gets killed, and Nerds again. Nerds is just got the round started. And I mean, we talk about these numbers, right? 4 kills for Tessus, 6 kills for Shush, 5 kills for Nikados. Like, we're talking about, like, those are, like, Tessus and Shush are the guys that were carrying the momentum. Nerds was the one that was underperforming for the most part during the first half of the tenure, and Kicksan was the one that was kind of popping. Kicksan is standard right now. Kicksan is just doing what he's supposed to be. But it's the other guys that are just not stepping up. Last or the game before, Nerds had a good performance as well. So it's not like to blame him for this game or for this game specifics, more have been on Tessus just constantly dying and not getting any, being in any trade situation to benefit from when he dies. But yeah, it's really just nerds this one around. Last game you could say Nikodos and nerds, but it is what it is. You know, you gotta call it for what it is sometimes.
They can't afford for this to be the one and done. Else this is all over for them.
Yeah, pretty good for these guys at least. They're through 70 to 60%. But it's just like, you see these numbers, right? 77, 83, 88, 83, 94 with Heavy God. Just the minimal deaths, the amount of multi-frag rounds that they had. It's not even about their rating. It's just about the impact that they put into each round.
There were things to like about this team, and for sure there still are.
And so we're going to see at least a little bit of a recovery for Heroic. Maybe they'll be able to get something off of this. And Nikodos does get another entry. The back-to-back rounds where they get an entry and, again, immediately traded out. This time there's nobody who's fighting out mid. They're trying to play a bit more passively, but when I say that, that's because they're putting 2 ramp to push out. So Nerds is going to start to take out, start to stake out and take some control. In the meanwhile, Shush is going to go back towards Ticket Booth and just play for the Anchor A. Tessus is just deep cat right now, so he's kind of comfortable. And there's a little bit of a... I'm assuming they're going to try to retake mid, or Nerds is going to be the anchor for this A play. So they're going to double up with Tessus and Shush to fight mid right here. No. He's just going to maintain himself in jungle for a better rotation position. Can kind of keep himself on A in case they try to flank through con or they try to push through con, and he has a good hold position, rotate. And now they're just going to double up on this A or onto this B, and now they're going to go 3, commit 3 instead. Shush is here as well, and they're just not able to get anything going. Wow. Wow.
And so they're going to tee up just to play around this bomb. They know the round is as good as done. Nerds can't do a thing here. OG move onto match and series point.
It's a perfect stack for Heroic. It's a perfect read. They've got everyone covering the right things. They know where OG are. They know where they're coming. It's telegraphed, and then just 3 kills. Blink of an eye. OG have killed everyone. That was Vertigo all over. It felt like Heroic had so many rounds with positional advantages, and OG's firepower would just break them.
It's so crazy because this is such a dominant win that OG are charging towards. A 2-0, stealing away a Mirage from Heroic, which many a team have tried and failed to do.
Who would have expected OG and Saw in the qualification game when you had teams like Liquid, Complexity, Cloud9, sure, teams under waning form, some of them, but this is an OG we've not seen perform at this level.
I think, you could have always made a case for Saw because they looked good in the RMRs. They bounced back from that 0-2 start, but OG is the one that's really come out of left field here.
Damn. One more will do it, 6 attempts. And more than enough players good for the job, you would feel.
I say in like a month, heading into the RMR or into the major, going past, we're gonna start to see some normalization of like these top teams, and identify who is our top teams. Because I think just because you have some of the bigger brands doesn't mean that the players are necessarily like at their peak. I think we're just seeing a new revitalization in this game, bro. I mean, I'm down for it. If Simple's not our GOAT of CS2, bro. If he's the CSGO GOAT, by all means, take that. CS2, if it's just a new person every year, I'm so down with that. Like, CSGO was literally meant from the beginning to be destroyed because R.I.P formed the greatest players of the previous CS Counter-Strike iterations and just made them win everything. It's like 83.
That's wild, Jason. What the hell do you make of this, man?
83 matches?
Well then, I feel like I've been appropriately woken up by OG
87.
today. Heroic probably feel very similar. 2-0.
87 maps.
2-0 for OG as they upset.
And that's just because you have
knock
goats.
Heroic out of the last Premier Spring Showdown. Bobski, I was just telling you, I don't even. This is crazy to me. This is like I did not expect this at all. When
I'll be back in a moment.
No, but this is the reality of Counter-Strike, right? This is actually what I love. On the first day, OG played a very close game against Complexity. Let's imagine they would have lost. Everybody would say the same old thing about OG. They're useless, they're just gonna lose, whatever, they're just irrelevant. Now all of a sudden, they actually beat two very prominent teams who's been playing super well lately, and they do it in a very convincing fashion, at least today. So it's just super impressive to see a team of this caliber being able to stand up after having so many bad periods.
And we've given a lot of praise on Keto, obviously, throughout this little run from OG as well. But like today, their T-sides were impeccable. What they only gave 3 rounds over to Heroic's defense on Vertigo. Now it's just 1 round. They completely wipe them off the map. Keto doing some crazy calling, but obviously here on Mirage, Heavy God and Regali lifting incredible weight.
Yeah, I mean, we knew what Heavy God could do, right? I think he's shown from basically day one that he was the most interesting prospect on this roster, but we've spoken about who's going to be that second star to him, right? Is it going to be Regali? Is it going to be Nexius? It's definitely not going to be Fico. He's shown time and time again that he's not able to be that. So it was up in the air if it's want to be one of those two guys, and now we see it, like Regali in action together with Heavy God. It was such a prominent duo in this game, and who really made the outcome in their favor.
Yeah, towards the end of that, I mean, like 20-6 for Heavy God towards the end, not what he finished on. Regali 18-4, just looking at the scoreboard, we're a little bit ahead, but I mean, they're killing everything and they're not dying. An absolutely mind-boggling performance from those two players. And for Heroic coming into this and you know, not saying anything bad, not saying it would be easy, but obviously the interview from Saw before the series began seemed very comfortable, very relaxed, like very confident in what they knew was going to be coming and happening on the maps. And they just get deleted.
I mean, I think we had the same feeling, right? That Heroic was the clear favorites. Everybody also picked them in the pick'ems, by the way. So everybody's gonna lose alive now, I can tell. But I think we had the same feeling from the outside perspective that OG, that game against Complexity, it was a jet lag, whatever. But all of a sudden, we see Heroic down today, actually crumpling on their best map against OG. We can only give the credit to OG. I feel like I also saw Heroic in a lot of situations, playing it a little bit stressful and all these sorts of things. But it was still OG pushing him to the limits.
Well, one guy on OG who definitely pushed them to the limits was Heavy God, and I'm excited for this interview because he sat down with James Banks after the victory, and I want to hear what he's got to say.
Heavy God, this was an incredible win for you guys over Heroic. I want to say we're looking at you in particular to start off with. 1.28 rating versus Cole in their series, a 1.51 rating on Vertigo in the opening map, dominance here on Mirage. You've been looking good. Now, I know you've had this potential, but what has changed to make it happen now after where we didn't see this from you before?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's my comfort zone at home. First of all, this is something really important for players. I know a lot of them, and for me as well. So I have my comfort space, and then in addition, I do my routines. I play a lot, and I want to develop. And from each game, I understand my previous mistakes. And I learn from them and I fix them. And in addition, I have amazing support from my IGL and from my coach. So they help me in everything I need, and yeah, so basically it's just insane.
That's incredibly good. And the thing I worried about with you guys coming into the showdown was you guys being beat down and upset off the back of what happened at the RMR. How is the mood in the team, especially after getting these wins now? Are you starting to believe again?
Well, we never give up, I would say. It doesn't matter what was the results, like of course it's painful, but we're a team and we learn as a team. So obviously the mood right now is really good. Everyone is like joking around, everyone is happy, everyone is helping each other, trusting each other even more, I would say.
Nice.
But yeah, I think overall like the mood is really good, and in general I think we're playing really good CS and we are showing what are we capable of, even though we didn't show it in the RMR.
Yeah, and this is it, right? Okay, you didn't show it in the RMR, but would you say that, yes, first of all, yes, you learn a lot from the losses that you had at the RMR, but would you say you changed anything? Would you say there was a discussion in the team or something that changed in order for you to perform better here?
I think we changed a bit some stuff, we had some tactics, we scrapped some tactics, we gave some more freedom to players,
Crazy.
and I think everyone now has more voice guys in the team, I would say. And more opinion, and I feel like the connection is way better now, and even in the matches, even when it's like tough or hard or close. So I think everyone is just giving 200,000,000% of himself. And yeah, he's just like trying his best, and obviously we want to win everything, and we want to get to the London land.
Hell yeah, that's what it's all about, and you're only one game away from it. I also want to just quickly ask about how much of the change you just spoke about, what you've decided to scrap tactically and change, has come from Lambert coming in as like the coach in a different perspective.
Well, it's not like yeah, like obviously Lambert has a little bit different vision of coaching. Like every coach is special in his own way. So Lambert adds some stuff and scraps some other small stuff. It's like mini fixes, I would say, not even like huge threats, but like fixing them or timings or just, I don't know, it can be everything, like who picks what, and like this small stuff that can change actually the full round and help the round to actually be successful.
Yeah.
Well, good words from Heavy God, and just talking about the positive steps the team is taking, the positive path the team is on, and obviously.
Yeah.
Heck, it's just to win a playoff series. Imagine that.
But they did run into D-Wade and Shaq in the second round, and they just bodied them.
Yeah, just gave them the work.
So you know what? Pretty good season, all things considered. You win 45 games, you win a playoff series. Off-season was a little bit interesting. They let Larry Hughes walk to the Cavs, which, you know, that's a big hit. And then they traded Kwame Brown to the Lakers for Caron Butler. What were the Lakers on?
I don't know. I tried to even look up, like, if there was any information or, like, something that happened that caused this. I literally don't know. I think they were just thinking, you know what, Kwame Brown.
He's got potential.
He's got potential. Maybe we can fix him. Even then, though, they pick up Caron Butler.
Yeah, that's a crazy clip to show.
They went 12 and 18
Talking
in their
about
first
potential
30 games.
as he misses
Overall,
a
they
dunk.
regressed a bit,
Put back
and they
dunk.
only won 42 games this year. But Gilbert Arenas was just a bucket. Averaged 29.3 points a game. 4th in the league in points per game.
I mean, I can tell you why they regressed, because it was those three and not a whole lot else. I mean, Brendan Haywood was an average player at best. Antonio Daniels, who? I don't remember him.
An okay bench player.
Exactly.
About it. I mean, Jamison, Butler, and Arenas, that was the highest scoring trio in the NBA, and you only win 42 games.
Well, they had to be.
Unlucky for them, they'd play LeBron in the first round. The series was tied 1-1 after 2 games in Cleveland, but then game 3, LeBron hit a game winner on him. Little contested layup. Wizards even up the series in game 4, and then game 5 was just the Gilbert Arenas and LeBron James duel.
LeBron goes for 45, Arenas goes for 44, but LeBron gets the better of him, hits a game-winning layup in overtime. 2 game winners in 1 series for LeBron.
But he's not clutch.
He's not clutch, guys.
Not clutch at all. Doesn't have the clutch gene.
Gotta remember, he's not clutch.
Game 6, must win for the Wizards. They're up late in this game, but then they blow the lead a little bit, and then at the end of the game, they're down 3. They need a bucket. And Gilbert Arenas, especially back for 2006, hits just a deep-ass 3 to tie the game up.
This is a deep 3 in modern NBA. In 2006, this was like from the moon.
Right, that's basically a half-court shot back then. The game then goes to overtime, and the Wizards, they got this game basically wrapped up. They're up 1 point. There's 15 seconds left. They have the ball. They get it to Gilbert Arenas, an 82% free throw shooter, and he proceeds to clank the first. And then LeBron goes up to him after he clanks the first and says, if you miss this, you know who's going to end the game.
Yeah, the stare up. Staring
Jones,
up, yeah.
right?
Yeah, Damon Jones.
Because Arenas went on to miss the free throw, and the Cavs, they don't go to LeBron because he gets double teamed. They go to Damon Jones in his first minutes of the game, and he hits a 3 from the corner.
Dude said, let me just end a series real quick. I've just been chilling, waiting for my
Damon
moments.
fucking Jones.
You know, Mike Brown gave him that look on the bench. It's like, Damon, it's time.
Yeah, it's your time. During the 2006 offseason, I vividly remember this. Gilbert Arenas was cut from the
sorry for the
World
dog
Cup
barks.
team, and this just pissed him off. So he said, you know what? I'm dropping 50 on the Suns, coached by Mike D'Antoni, and I'm dropping 50 on the Blazers, coached by Nate McMillan, because they were both coaches for Team USA. Gotta give a little bit credit to him. He did drop 54 on Phoenix.
Okay.
And then in his first game against Portland, he dropped 9.
Crazy.
9 points?
9.
Jalen Brown's
by
stats.
Sebastian
Why?
Telfair.
Why do you have to go in there? Jalen Brown with that.
Also, during media day this year, Gilbert Arenas would tell reporters that he adjusted his house in D.C. to Colorado altitude.
What?
So he was always above sea level. I don't even know.
I'm just confused on the statement of this. OGs demolish. Oh, okay, they changed the title from when I just looked at it. OG demolish heroic 2-0 in a showdown. Oh, it's literally just round by round. Wait, what's this? What's this stat? Only 5 rounds for Heroic. Mirage is up next for her. Oh, and then it just shows the previous matchups. Okay. An absolute masterclass. Keto. Let's slide. Didn't give their opponents, didn't give their opposition any breathing room, while Heroic continued to look completely flat in the series, unable to show any sign of life on their best map. Yeah. Okay. Well, never mind.
How he did this? Somehow they just hired a company to adjust the altitude, so in the house, the air pressure. I have no idea, but he did do this.
Gilbert, I hate to break it to you, but almost anywhere in the continental United States, you are above sea level, my guy. In Miami Beach, you're technically above sea level, and they're on the ocean.
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know. It's Gilbert Arenas. The dude's just insane. But he had some insane
Gilbert
games
Arenas
because
with the craziest
in December
takes.
of this season, he
has good takes, and then he has bad takes. Like everybody. Like everybody.
Probably his best game ever. Really doesn't get talked about. 60 points in Staples Center on Kobe.
In 2006, too.
They had a solid start going 27-17 to start the season. Gilbert Arenas was an all-star starter. Cron Butler was an all-star reserve. Also, I gotta mention these jerseys. For whatever reason, even though they look straight up like a Duracell battery, I love these jerseys.
These jerseys suck. I'm sorry. They look awful. The gold jersey with the black shorts, it doesn't work.
Things near the end of the season, though, would fall apart. Cron Butler Naple would injure his hand. He'd miss the rest of the season. Then Gerald Wallace would basically land on Gilbert Arenas' knee. He'd tear his meniscus, and he'd be out for the season. And really, from then on out, Gilbert Arenas was just never healthy and was kind of, in a lot of ways, the end of his career.
Yeah, they got beat by the Cavs for the second straight year. This time they got swept. And going into the 2007-2008 season, Arenas, he tried to make a comeback, but once again, he'd have to have knee surgery. He only played 13 games. Because of Butler and Jamison, though, the Wizards, they still managed to make the playoffs. Once again, they ran into LeBron for the third straight year. Like, who did they piss off?
I don't know. LeBron just owned this team.
One of my favorite ever LeBron dunks, by the way, in Game 1. He looks like he's floating on air.
Arenas did.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
Ever LeBron dunks, by the way.
He
looks like he's
that
floating
actually
on air.
reminds me of what's this, a day ago? Yeah. This one, bro. This one, this isn't it, but this was insane. That fucking strength in that putback. Yeah, go back. That cock back is crazy, but there was one before that. Was this all from the game? Yeah, this is literally all from the game. I think this is it. This is it. Yo, look at this man float up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. He's hanging. He's hanging. This man was hanging, bro. He just stayed there. That was crazy. This was an insane night of just dunking. Okay, the refs gotta call something there.
Gordon right there, exploding to the basket and left-handed.
Guess the left-hand dunk.
Tatum's up on Jokic. All-Stars going at it. Jokic somehow gets it to Gordon at baseline.
This is what happens here. You got Tatum on him, so he knows he's going to go over the top. Porzingis comes to help. Shot clock winding down.
What a good position. What a good find.
Shooting night for both teams. Jokic and Porzingis.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Highlight the best of the night.
He's backing him down.
Yeah.
Jalen Brown leads.
Yeah.
Come to help on the shot. Gordon follows right to the rim. And a little bit of
Yeah, they actually were ready for the arm lock though. Yeah, they had the arm lock. We were ready on that.
Excitement there on the Denver bench.
From a man who used to throw.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan, when he reacts like that. I didn't even know that there was a fifth. I don't know, that was a fourth or a fifth one. I think that was fourth. This one. Then we have this one. 3. 4. He had like 6 dunks, bro. 6 or 7 dunks.
Metasport in their victory over Falcons, that was a very legitimizing opener, I think, in the eyes of a lot of folks. That was obviously with Nilo and Adam both leading up towards top in the charts there on the side of Metasport. Man, how are you feeling about this one? Because I really like these GG bet odds, right? Because you can maybe give an edge to Monty in terms of the experience and the name value of some of these players and where we've seen them go. But I think
I'm basically streaming till then. Probably till like around 1:30,
in the game of Showdown so far.
I think if this was an opening game, those odds would be so much more skewed in favor of Monty. The only reason they're close is we know that Metis will play up to the level when they're given an opportunity. And now that the biggest dog is down on their side of the bracket, this should be easy, right? But Monty are not an easy team to put away. And even though Sunday Young did disappear from this lineup, he's come back to play these matches. And I think that's so important for Monty. They need his experience, they need his firepower if they're going to win this game today. Because Metisport have been grinding. Monty are no strangers to grinds, Harry. They were the team who played the most maps last year. They talked about the exhaustion of being that team that not only are competing at the top events in the world, but are also grinding out, you know, the ESL Challenger level
these
events,
pops and their Ps are crazy.
So they've got the experience.
Just move the mic back a little
bit.
bit.
The young talent. What will win today?
Let's find out. It's a bit of a slow-burning pistol, but this one looking to explode out through middle once they lob this molly, and they want to try and fight this player up in construction.
I see why it's not able to find anything, and they're gonna just have 3 immediately leak on this scaffold as B-side is immediately complicated. And this is a Metasport like sweep.
And I gotta say, you know, when I saw the BO coming down the pipeline, it does make me a little nervous for Monty.
And I'm very excited to see this Nilo performance.
It's a map that's great for Metasport. It's not Monty's go-to.
Yeah, well, so Mirage is the second. That's also a map that we see Metasport play a hell of a lot. I mean, hell, they played it twice today already. So I think they're going to be, at least have a good deal of depth and comfortability there on that map, right? It's not one of these ones where I look at it and I think of the edge to Metasport here on Vertigo is...
Are you really?
Oh my god.
Jump knife?
Oh, ZTR. Oh, I wish he committed.
If he knew the health, he might have gone for the jump knife. I love that he tried.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
And I actually really liked hearing from...
Cause I'm a rocket man.
This game, he seemed like he had a very good head on his shoulders, very
rocket
focused.
man.
You know, having a more experienced guy, an older guy into his 30s, when you have so much young talent inside of this roster, players who are still at school, I think that's very beneficial to the mindset of these players. They know what's on the line. London is calling.
London's calling bridges.
I would love to see Metasport go there and get that opportunity, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think as well, there's cool reasons for it across the board, right? Because sure, you have these younger names like these talents that look really, really good and have always been kind of propped up by other players in the community. People like Nilo, of course, I'm talking about there. But even, you know, you have ZTR, who kind of had stints in the main NIP squad, who was a part of that Young Ninjas project for a long time with folks like Nilo there. But then you also have this piece of Jaquinho, someone who had a real fall from grace ever since that little stint in Fnatic. I say little stint, you know, he was there a while, but that was like 3-4 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. Time.
Oh, nice shot from Lean. Oh, nice double shot from Lean.
Hang on a second. The Lean
And he
deal
doesn't
will get chased down after the done, but it's made this round a lot more exciting.
Maybe expected World to be giving him some assistance, but did not see that.
I tempt you in, right? 2v2, you're going to take those odds. Aggressive position, taken by ZTR, but this is great for at least the opening kill. Should be able to catch someone off guard with his crouch. SDY walking in unaware, and both kills on a plate for ZTR. He'll take him. Yeah, Chiquinho as well had 2 crucial 1v3 clutches against Falcons, which was really cool to see in that game the other day. One on Vertigo as well. So
a long time. Oh, they just both peeked from the yellow side. So there's not really much. This was just a nice little 2-piece.
And not only not having new talent, not having any really relevant players at tier 1, with the exception of, okay, Brolin is re-signed for Mouse, is pretty recent, and Crims, of course, is still, you know, overall Fnatic, but They've been in there.
Yeah, I mean, as sad as it is to say, I don't
Fnatic
think
has just
Prince is
been
like
at its lowest.
a relevant name right now.
But Fnatic were relevant, you know, halfway through last year. Now this current roster, not as much with them failing the qualification to the major. It was close though. I thought they were going to do it at one point.
Yeah,
Either way, I like the idea of a full Swedish team coming back in and actually making waves. I hope it's not just a one and done win versus Falcons. They disappear. It'd be cool to see them, you know, field some matches.
I think the thing that makes it that much cooler is that a bunch of these names are already under Swedish banners on, like, you know, the Fanatics, the Nips, the Young Ninjas and whatnot, right? Sure. So they've been there and they were deemed.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how Zist and Threat are going to take this new era of NIP and try to rebuild this brand. Because the last iteration was not really worth it, and the Adam B, no, it's not Adam B, it's Adam S and Rez, who are left over.
Sweden's junior, right? No, but
I really did enjoy watching the Navi juniors. I keep saying Javelins. Or NIP.
Chiquinho's like big disgrace.
Junior.
Just a bunch of whiffs and lost confidence in that Fnatic squad. I'll still never forget that. The Heaven one, yeah.
Rez and Alex, not Adam.
I imagine there's still times he thinks about it. But I think he's come a long way since then. And see, I always like these redemption arc stories. You can't help but be drawn to them. I think that's just a human thing.
Yeah.
Because he was a disgraced AWPer for a while.
We love an underdog. Right now, close on the odds. And hopefully close in the server. Monty yet to field around, but
technical
waiting for the full buy to come through after this quick tech. And Monty, I mean, to flip the script a little bit, obviously this is a team in flux. Right now we don't really know what to expect. Sumda Young, after a bit of an unfortunate start to the year, obviously they qualify straight to the RMR after Paris, you know, getting into the top 8 there. So disappointing run of the RMR, losing to Astralis. They only beat Nexus, and right after that, Sumda Young goes,
I can't remember his name.
I feel good enough. It's not like he even had an offer, right?
Spawn.
He just leaves the team. He feels like he could get a better offer, perhaps.
What is Spawn doing now?
Putting himself out there as a piece of it.
Is he even in the esports scene?
And you know, still happy to come back and play with these guys.
I think it's
through a lot with them, but
really good that he did, honestly, because you know, I think
him.
Exactly right. Like, not only is he like a star within this team, but he's a recognizable face, an experienced face, someone who knows how the squad operates. I think them having to slot in one man in lead is one thing, but having to you know, if they were having to replace Sumda Young with someone else, I'm sure, by the way, they would have found someone sick, like, individually, but I don't think it would measure up to what Sumda Young brings in terms of the experience and the tenure and the comfortability within this squad. So I do think it's a very, very good thing that he's back in the
I see a lot of black
for this. Obviously,
individuals.
Is the from the academy squad, another Ukrainian. We saw Briggs
you have
trialed over Sumda Young, who's ill at the RMR Gizmi.
I can't think of his name. Refresh.
And then Sumda Young came back into the. No, sorry, 2 maps that they beat Nexus with him.
And they're all
and
like.
then Sumda Young came back into the roster in time for the last couple of matches.
I don't want to assume, but he's, like Ali is. He seems like he's a Muslim.
Giving some
Or his name sounds Muslim.
We saw that. That was
So
nice,
even though he's like, even though we got black people, it's like we got a diversity in black people.
Because I feel like we have some very strong players on this roster, even with Sumda Young gone, right? Waro, very capable AWP player. Krasnow, I was talking about him on that desk. You know, extremely explosive when he's on, although not always the most consistent.
This was 7 years ago.
And of course, Demka, who many feel like, I don't want to say deserve better.
Let's watch the OG clip. I remember this spray down. Oh, the ninja defuse. I remember there was a spray down from him.
Situation, bomb planted inside that CT spawn bomb site. Wally on to Fisker, all left up to one member of SK.
Oh, this man.
Does he not see?
No, I do remember this.
Oh, he's allowing them not to know that he's there. As it is, he's gonna go. We're gonna look right into the view. Spawn plays it smart. He's gonna be able to sneak right in there. He's working his way in there. Here comes the defuse. He's gonna get it. He's waiting for it. He's getting it. He's shot.
No. That was crazy. Wait, is this just his whole VOD? Bro, this is just so throwback. So throwback. Okay, this is from 7 years ago, so that's not really relevant.
Right now,
a relevant thread.
Yeah, right back in we go.
Okay, this is just
But once again, kind of start things off. Nice and slow, trying to ease into the round. They're going to let Monty use some early util over here towards ramp before they move to challenge.
Oh, they're using fucking Twitch emotes.
I like that it's in this series we get to have that dialogue about
yeah, this is like
the games today because as we already highlighted, Monty are also no strangers to that sort of schedule. So
literally, it's just Spawn, the fucking legend.
Used to the grind. Molly out, gonna force lean.
Shazam!
Out from behind the white box, but no reposition, no punish there. As Port have successfully kind of waited out a good chunk of this util over towards ramp. There's still smokes in play for Monty, but they don't want to hang around and fight this with no real way to kind of set the engagement up. They've got one flash on Waro, and that's it.
I thought he said Brazilian.
Full immediately. Adam B finds him up through the short side, and so suddenly
what was that?
some legs on it for Metasport. They're moving in, eyes set on the A play. Molly gonna burn them out from headshot, and so room getting taken here.
So yeah, like
Krasnal. That's scary.
Oh, okay.
Everyone but him has died.
Dark tone, dark skin tone people, but there's not a lot of like
17 health.
blacks
Just trying to
in
escape at this point.
esports scene.
At this point, that was very methodical on the ramp take. And like you said, delayed the util very well. Adam getting very keen, very hungry for kills because as he gets smoked gap, he uses.
I think that's just more of like a
and get the entry.
when I talk about blacks, and that's why I was like, you know, they seem from Muslim background or from like a Muslim background. Both Spawn and Refresh is just like. I think that's just part of like the European side of it all. Is that the European players Swedish, so you got the Scandinavian immigrant parents most likely. I'm getting more racist than I need to. This is a lot more xenophobic than I need to. But no, it's always just like.
Yeah, great look out of the gate.
It's always surprising. What's Abdi's?
And so a bit of a challenge now poised to Monty
Swedish as well.
Want to go about dealing with this because it's clear that Metasport aren't going to feed you any of these early fights into the ramp util.
And he's only really known for this.
Maybe here towards
young ninjas.
Looking like they want to apply a bit of pressure, but we do have a man holding it early. Nilo lies in wait.
Yeah. As a player, oh, this is what I was trying to find.
Back boost.
August 21.
That's common here. It's jump up on the stairs, but also just trying to give a different angle, so he doesn't get pre-fired. B's empty, and he'll use that boost to send his team up the stairs. At this point,
this is only like MSI 2018 Swedish team versus Swedish team.
Kill could have been massive for Monty. They'll still trade it, but they need to get those guns quick and scramble because Metasport are on default and bringing the bomb.
Yeah. Anyways, kind of goes back to my point. Scandinavian blacks. We don't have a lot of like North American blacks. So like Shazam was one. You could say like a mixed ethnicity. Like maybe Silent. I don't know what his ethnicity was.
Considering this, that could have been everything. Instead, it's just a one and done. A kill from Subdai Young. That's going to prepare Monty in for this. But
being
still dancing around.
Prejudice. Like. There's no actual black people. There's black people. There's no African Americans.
Kind of a Looney Tunes replay there as Juquinho. Faster than lightning, man, on that spray. That was lovely.
And that's part like, yeah, that's part of like the subreddit was like racist with how exaggerated they were going with it, but like yeah, North American black people are like Street Fighter, Tekken, Smash. You have a good amount of competitive, like tactical FPS players, but I feel like most of them are like console players.
Really good time for a pace change because you know the last time Monty
and
used all this util, it was
they don't play like I don't know that many like competitive black players. Like even me, I'm not like I don't play the game competitively. for like money. Like I play it competitively in the sense of like matchmaking and Valve official servers, but I don't go and face it to like grind. But I've also been out of the loop, so I don't like outside of like any real tier 1 competition. I don't know tier 2 players, many black tier 2 players. I just haven't seen.
ZTR's about to give away his position, and that's really unfortunate. Now they're going to know exactly where he is.
And he's still going to be able to get one. I bet he... Okay, no, he doesn't. And Demka gets a flick around. Anyways, that was a major 5-round side tangent going into the 6th round. Well, heading into the 7th round at this point.
That was a shot from Waro. That kill could have been the one that just propels you into the retake. Instead, now you're swapping guns around out in the open, whittled down. They lose lean on the flank. And so it all comes unraveled for the Monty squad.
Just a great start from Metasport.
Really, really good from Metasport. Oh, they've always got a smoke left to re-up in these post plants, making life very difficult for Monty. Well drilled on these T halves. 6-0 up already, making it look easy.
6 in a row. On their map pick 2, this was a very important kill for ZTR, because I feel like if he doesn't get that, and they keep the double in short, that just completely fumbles that whole plan for Metas, in terms of they only really wanted one person on the short, and then they did a wraparound.
With Mirage, waiting as the second, the pick of Monty. I think it's important that they at least feel kind of in the game here in any shape or form, right? You don't just want to get steamrolled and then head onto your map pick, which is also a good map for your opposition, and feel like you're all kind of out of it.
I need to know what his t-shirt says. I need to know what SDY's t-shirt says. Stop fucking around, guys. Stop fucking guys. Guys, what the fuck are we doing? Something like that within the first 2 lines. This t-shirt's absolutely precious. Don't you worry, don't you worry,
I kind of hope they go back to trying to find Nilo over here in middle, right? Because a lot of the times he's left out of his own devices, and even though he's been good for the kill, more often than not, when they send 2, they're usually able to get that trade. And this round's no exception. He's just lurking out mid on his own, kind of holding for that aggression.
Don't you worry,
Instead, they completely leave mid empty.
So no one's got a plan for you. Actually, you know what? This works out because I have some meal prep, so I might as well make it if it's still good, and then kill it tomorrow tonight.
But absolutely fine to delay and retake ramp after the smokes. Lean Academy prospect, solo B, and low health while he does it. Won't make his life easy.
Dun 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 dun.
About to entry here. You need to kill, get away. You have to frag on Waro. The M4 spraying first, but there's the molly.
Oh, the nade damage is insane though. The double nades. I mean, they can still win this from Metasport, but that's some impact that you're going into. You have 3 players that are legitimately tagged.
Actually, they
2 that are literally 1 shot. 2 shots.
I thought that was re-aggro on Gap, but yeah, he's just rotated out.
They have fully lent over towards B in middle. Oh god, it was looking really good. But this big lull in the action has given them a bit of paranoia. They're now worried about this bomb.
And this is a full exec that's about to come out in the next 5 seconds.
This is a contact into the site.
Yeah.
Now the util starts to rain in, and Waro is calling for support.
Yeah, but is he going to get it? I think he's got to just fly solo here, does Waro 2K. Smokes it down, so he's going to hit every shot, and they bait it out of him. Nilo with the
SDY gets a 2-piece.
There's the reply, and with 10 seconds left, they're scrambling to get this bomb down. Monty tried to deny it, but they're making moves that aren't going anywhere. ZTR will respond with 2 kills of his own. Bomb now planted. This one's flipped on its head, and a 2v4 now brought even into 2v2. It's left to ZTR to try and finish.
I don't think he expects the boost. He expects it.
Smoke ready for the man up top, but Sumdar Young will find him, and so Monty can at least breathe easy that 4v2 doesn't spiral out of control and go the other way.
It's just ZTR hiding in that smoke, lets Lean get out, and he walks all the way front crane and kills the short player. That's the last thing Metasport were ready for. Great play.
He just gets nice with the spam. Very fortunate for SDY. an evil genius.
Back attempted. I would like them to commit contact
I can't see what he's.
They heard
What
players
it is.
rotate out of A. They still wanted to use util, knowing the AWP was in play. And Nilo
Evil
with a great
genius
shot.
chair though for
Forces
Abdi.
Warrior shot out of him. Montier right there in time to stop it. First round for Monty. Got to be the start of something here. Can't be one and done at this point in the game. We've got a boost coming up. Lean should be able to escape. Lots of mollies coming in. That's going to give Chiquino some room to jump up if he wants. Smoking front sight is rarely done unless you're really panicked. Lean feeling under a lot of pressure right now. And for good reason.
Okay.
Oh, nice little spam for Lean. Just over the double boost. Or, well, just over the double barrels. I don't actually know. Double box.
And so that at least sends them away from B. And now they
And this random push, even though Demka decided to push a round, now he gets the information, he gets a 1-for-1 trade, and War 2K is here. And now in this 3-on-4 situation, it's going to become a 2-on-4 situation as Waro expects ZTR to push, and Lean gets immediately with the flank there. This is a different pace that they've come out with completely. As soon as there's a little bit of just stillness in the air, they start to take over, or not take over, but this Monty team decide to just start pushing, starting to clear and give a little bit more comfort to themselves with all the space, and definitely had its. It definitely could have gone in the wrong way if Demka doesn't get a trade in that situation, or if they're or if Lean gets caught in that that flank rotate. But the fact that they're able to catch it with the timings because of how much pressure they're applying from one side is enough for them to just get one, get out, and make this T side for Metasport just a little bit more uncomfortable. Still, it's 6-4, so, or not 6-4, it's 6-2, so you still have another, what is it, 6 rounds to go? Am I stupid? 4. So what happens when you don't eat? Just try to function.
Warrior warming in with the AWP, back-to-back kills. He starts middle this time.
It's actually unfortunate because this, I don't really want to watch this series. It's the other one that I want to watch, but I'm probably not going to have the time to. Spirit Big.
Seems like they just want to put pressure on Lean, right?
Spirit Big sounds like a great series.
Fire at this level.
Saturday, it's just a day full of good games. Good Counter-Strike.
As well. Gonna get flashed in for more.
Flash timing's everything though, and it comes too late. That's the problem with it. Sumdai Young is burnt out as he's blinded in the blanket of Molotovs over here towards B. And as Monty move in, they need a kill quickly if they even want to justify giving this round a look in. The util's done all right.
And Demka's about to die in this situation, and I think it's an immediate fall off. Waro's gonna commit. They're all gonna just commit here. Is it max money for these guys?
Like a bit of an overstep there. Would have loved to have had that AWP brought forward.
That carpet of fire was
24 reset.
2 mollies, quad to default.
It's not. When I say 24 reset, my mind's process is like 14. You do a full save. 19, you'll commit something into that buy, and then 24 is a bit of like either you're doing a reset or you're doing like a force. But I always just say 24 reset because that in my head just rhymes.
I think you should get that looked at, bro.
More of like a ginger thing. Here we are. Timeout called for Monty.
That's why I learned. I can't. I think too differently. Like I know what I mean in my head. So when I say things, it just doesn't sound right, but it sounds right in my head.
Timeout called through, and I mean, you know, last time they called one of these, they were able to find some success on the back of it. So let's see if they can figure out what they want to change. I think one thing that's a little worrisome for me is even though this util's still going down and towards
Halsey, player of the week with the cast.
not respecting it. I think they know
Kill assist, survivor traded.
Isn't like trying to play hyper aggressive around that.
That's 79.5. That's a pretty good rating.
Oh, so here's the change from Monty. They say, all right, you want to come through the smokes, do you? Try it now.
Yeah, and they're just gonna give some more space to this A site, and I don't think they're ready on this A site.
All the way up ramp.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate this shit so badly right now.
Contact, they might not molly this, and this might actually be their undoing now. Player peeking. Oh, I'd love at least a free kill for that, but they won't be ready for second. Smoke is down, forces a swing, and Metasport just eviscerate the A site. Just like that, Harry.
Yeah, quickly done.
Clinically.
And so this is rapidly getting out of hand for Monty. ZTR and Co with a great understanding of how this game's flowing right now. I mean, he's sat up top of the board 12-4, having a field day. And I like that they're trying to pressure lean, if I'm honest. I mean, if you think about it, for a lot of these players on Metasport, there's been times where they've been in his position, right? The young academy guy getting pressured, getting bullied, trying to get in his head. They've had to work to overcome it. This one was odd because, like, the smoke was just weird. Like they would.
Was that T-Smoke though?
No. I think it was whoever the second player was. I think it was Sunday Young in at Sandbags alongside Demka, but maybe I'm wrong. He dropped the smoke, but then Demka was already fighting, so they instantly knew, like, well, he didn't drop that smoke.
Yeah, the whole point is you want to first player.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand. Like, you know, they're worried about the molly, and they're probably thinking Demka can get back in, so they can kind of make it look like it's his smoke. But the timing was just all awry, and it instantly gave away the double sandbag setup. Over at mid, Sunday Young tries to make up for it here, but it's just the one and done. Oh, and they put the squeeze on lead. Waro dead, pushing down the ramp.
This is brutal right now. Metasport are so well drilled. They're playing like a unit. Very tight, always allowing trades. We've seen nice executes on both bomb sites. Monty just can't really get comfortable. Some low players here, but bombs getting planted and then cut on the clock with no kits.
I mean, Waro and Krasnal were big parts of that win over Falcons. Waro's nowhere to be seen, and he's had the AWP a fair few goes, right? Like, he just hasn't really been able to find any impact with it. And now, as we've gotten to the tail end of this half, he's had the AWP less and less, and that's only made matters worse.
Playing so passive, they've got so many Molotovs for the bomb. Chiquino just fights and finishes at 9-2, and one more round left for what looks to be a dominant opening map from Metasport. Not just a close victory over Falcons on this one, but stepping it up and showing even more versus Monty. Some big heads left on this side of the bracket, though. Big Spirit up later. You're calling for the big upset, Harry. You want to break that down for me?
Literally, it's as simple as this for me. Yeah. Do I think big are better than Spirit? No, not really. But wouldn't it be so big for them to win that game?
I bet they've been grinding the demos all night on anti-donk. And that's the thing. You know what big will do if they win? They'll win versus Spirit.
And then they'll lose.
And then they'll lose the next game. That would be very big of them, wouldn't it?
That's basically the mindset I'm in. Is I think Spirit are the better team, but I think Big are very, very good at performing in those sorts of games where they're underdogs, so they could do their research and they could try figure it out.
Yeah.
And they pull off a win like that.
They also have been showing a good vertigo, and we saw Elevate cause problems for Spirit on that map. Right now, Metasport having a field day, but they are a man down. Can they?
Plus, you know, damn, you think you can beat CSN online? I got news for you.
Yeah, true.
Here we are. Suspect towards the top of the ramp, and lead gets decapitated. This one is quickly going the way of the dodo for Monty.
Chicken or the egg? Ouch. Just I feel like every time you peek a long angle, you're peeking 2 people, you're peeking 3 people. Metasport are like chained to each other right now.
All right, Waro, very, very quiet first half here. If there ever was a time, it's now. Show us what you got. Some Young's also got an auto shotgun. He's spamming away, but there's Waro on the AWP for the first. Dink onto ZTR, but not the killing blow. Waro's paranoid about mid. I don't think there's time to be paranoid about this angle. You can't hold that forever. So as he turns around, he just walks right into ZTR. It is a absolute domination of a first half out of Metasport. Monty never even get the ball rolling, and Metasport want to get this one onto Mirage as fast as they can.
Delay of getting caught, but still, you win the round. That's what matters most here for Astralis, and this is your map pick as well. The condom men made it in the building.
Should be a dead man, and it is! Zaru secures it. A triple kill out of Monsieur Elbow, and now we've never had a trumpet. Outstanding.
That sign said love to Lucky, but since yesterday, Summer, I've become real paranoid.
No, we don't trust the signs anymore. Yeah, there you go. That's the right idea.
He's playing CS, that can't be taught. And he's barely joined this team.
They've one-upped it again.
Done it one more time.
Oh no. You hate to see it. An absolute catastrophe.
That's a rare rank. Something to be proud of, honestly.
Yeah. I think that has to do with calling your own number, getting into the zone, and we'll see actually if this roll. Oh, what the? I was gonna make a bet on that one, but never mind. You know, get your
You win some, you lose some.
together.
There we go. You
Okay.
can do it again. If you
All
get
right.
to blue,
if
what
this is
happens?
blue, Liquid wins. If it's purple, Liquid wins.
Oceans all around.
If
The
it's blue or
tides
purple, Liquid
coming
wins.
together.
No.
And
Liquid win. That's it. That's it. Liquid are winning it.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. Right?
But they turn back because they're so afraid. And then they walk into Apex, the only two Frenchmen to take it in a major on French soil. Isaac with everything on him. Vitality shot. It's a full house from the French. No hold back. No surrender.
Dois, três. Dois, três. Mais uma. Dois, três. Vamos à frente. Bora lá. Vamos bater no ar, já aquecemos os pés. Estás pronto? Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready for this, man. Let's do it. You gotta clap with me. Okay. And when we do it, okay, we gotta scream. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. 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 Awesome.
Sweden is back and in fighting form right now, looking to qualify themselves to London. First win over Falcons for Metasport. They started hot to trot in the Spring Showdown, and now they look to dominate Monty in Map 1. It's early in the BO3, and Monty are not known for going down without a fight. But at least in this game of Vertigo, I'm losing faith in this Monty squad.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I don't have any faith left in Monty on Vertigo, if I'm honest. I think, yeah, you have to just look ahead if you're Monty here. I would say it's more of a case of trying to feel like you're warming into the game at all is more important here for the Monty squad.
I got it.
If they win the pistol, they win this map. We got a Mirage, a map that is good for them, a map that they've
I
got
think
a
the
lot of
stretch I
reps
did
in.
was a little too
Monty's
much.
pick in the series.
So now we're gonna try to just sit.
So big as the
straight.
footsteps, and he is out of there. Calling for these rotates. Nothing left to the
10-2
imagination here
half.
from Monty. They
Might
are
be
off
just
the
back-to-back
ramp.
very fast games.
And now into the site.
USPs, they can let you down. Monty get that plant with a lot of control of the post as well, running through into an enemy. Lean, he's looked good. I've liked what I've seen from this guy in the few rounds that Monty have had to show for in this whole map. It's going to go even further into the smoke.
That is true. Leon has had a nice double D performance on the CT side, but not a lot from any of the teams, honestly.
Right now in the smoke, they'll hunt him. 3 rounds for Monty. The start of something?
I mean, you know, the only way is up for Monty at this point on this map.
You can also fall off the map.
So, not a bad way for this to go. If the comeback was ever going to start, it starts with a pistol round win. And yeah, good stuff from Lean. It was clear the Metasport wanted to try and bully him early on. They wanted to try and get in his head. He's like the one guy that hasn't worked on. And one of the 2 rounds that Monty were able to find in that first half came off of the back of Lean, you know, successfully doubling up in a B hold. So it's nice to see he's still bringing that performance from the first half at least.
Little mid stack is
nice little 4-piece on this mid here. Oh, SDY.
So
I hope you're ready.
Back 10 here, but easier said than done. Someday I'm trying to rip through the rush.
Gets one at least, but not really gonna get much out of that in return, and they're gonna just immediately rush it to everybody being on A side.
Escalated to A, and this will certainly be their round. It's more about how much damage can Metasport sustain. All going through the smoke would be nice right now. There's no one on gap.
Oh, that's seen by Waro.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice little one tap.
Nice. Waro needs a couple of kills like this, man.
And never mind.
Don't need any like that, though.
Double ding.
Double ding. Yeah, fair play, man. Fair play.
It's okay though. Get rid of the eco, and now the first fall by the half here for Metasport.
They're all chewing.
They're chewing gum.
I couldn't tell you.
Sustroming?
I hope not. I don't imagine that would help the concentration.
They don't look like they're gagging, so probably not.
Oh, nice nade. Oh, great nade. ZTR, clean util there. And he's even going to go ahead and start to aggress down through the short side. Monty are all grouped at the top of the ramp, and they are kind of boxed in here. Metasport full sending
this is just a really rough round, and oh, ZTR almost could have gone back, but this is just 40 seconds. 35-40 seconds, so everybody's dead except for 2.
He's going to go all the way back, use this silence.
Not even like one team is just dead over the other. It's like everybody's dead. It's crazy.
The key here is
and you see the economy right here. This is the opportunity for you guys to just reset them. You get 29, then 30. So you'll be able to do something in 6. Or you'll at least have for sure 6. I see a world in which Metasport competes. I gave information.
Like it did. Sus was walking away. But he's come back. He's come back. He's really stuck to his guns on this one. Like, Sus deserves all the credit if he wins this round, which he's in a great state to do. Demka, the last thing you're expecting is for him to still be hanging around. The Molly will stop that peak at least, and it lands the tag as well. So both players now have the info to play with. It's going to come down to the
and it just happens. So now you should be able to get 6 here. Next round, I still see a world where Metasport could force, and that's what I was trying to say before. I lost my train of thought, but me, you know why I always say, wow, that was just a direct nade. It's just rough.
It's like looking at the nade, man. That's so funny.
Yeah, they're just gonna commit to the save. A little bit buy down because they know they're gonna have a little bit more to spend with, but you know, roughly around 5 to 7. Jackino's gonna save the money for the op, be able to get armor op, no util it seems like, but he'll be able to drop it. I don't know if he's the guy for longer. I don't
one of
remember.
the things I've kept kind of banging on about was just like for Monty, I think it really matters to feel
I think it was Giacchino who was up, and wow, Nilo just gets immediately destroyed. And it wasn't even a Nilo performance that we did see. I mean, it was a team performance the first time I was watching them against Falcons, but it felt like Nilo had some highlights against the simple snappy combo. Not really simple snappy, but you know, just like on the Mirage attack, Nilo was always just being able to get like a nice little 1-2 in each round. That's definitely a little bit of just like misleadingness in my head because I don't fully remember the stat line. But I remember Nilo being a point of highlight or a point of note from that series. And Subs doesn't find anything. That's going to be the 6th round, as I called it. They're going to be able to go full buy here and see what Metasport will actually be able to do. I am saying it improperly every time because I keep thinking it's Metasport, like Metasports, but it's Metasport. It's just weird in my head to like say it just like without enunciating it. But yeah, we're gonna see. So Giacchino is the opera. He's gonna have double flash in the smoke, and that's what I was expecting. If he isn't gonna buy head armor though, so he is gonna replace. You can buy head, or if you buy the head armor, you should be able to still get the flash. But he's gonna just save that $350 or $300 exactly to get the smoke.
Every time you see a nade come out, you know it's doing like 50,
and he's just holding down mid with ZTR. You got Adam B, who's just Sus, who's just maintaining that B anchor, and Adam B. And who's that? Nilo? Oh, my bad. It's Nilo who's at scaffold, and it's CTR and Adam B who are just holding a ramp. A lot of aggression, a lot of noise, but now it's up to Sus here. He gets mollied out of his position, he's going to have to rotate off, but Nilo's in position to assist him. And so now it's just solid down. It's just going to a solid 2-on-2 site hold. Giacchino is just watching mid for them. And this is in the 50th second, so Monty's kind of spread right now. They're taking bomb, and it looks like they're about to commit to A, but Krasnal, well, SDY is just making sure nobody clears T, but with all of that time used, they just regressed everywhere on A and B. I mean, they're not even worried about mid at this point. Giacchino is completely on A, so that they have the 3 commit. Oh, this is gonna get a little tough for Nilo. He should be able to go. Okay, no. So this is a now open site for them. And SDY eventually finds CTR too. Quite unfortunate. Not gonna lie, that was a nice wait for Krasnal to just, Krasnal was just sitting there holding that whole time, making sure that there was just no full aggression, but they always kept note. And I like that they had the 3 that was pushing up A. Meanwhile, SDY clears T-spawn, make sure nobody is just watching or flanking, and then regress back onto B after you've committed onto A, or like did a fake commit to A. It could have gone bad if both Nilo and Susp were able to put up a little bit of a hold. I mean, that smoke onto front stairs. If Susp gets this kill here, then it at least applies a little bit of pressure for them to slow down, and then Nilo just need to get 1 and just hold time just for the rotate. But the way that they were aggressing, they were just pushing through with such little time that they were just willing to take the dry fights.
So they give a good deal of respect to Metasport there in the save, and that's going to allow Metasport to come through with.
So good stuff for Monty, honestly.
The Orc making it out on a rifle as well.
That's good recovery on this T side.
Pressure still applied from the Metasport side.
And that's the thing too, is like the economy breakage is CT side. You now are on 34 max buy. This is the second time. This is your second 34.
Yeah, look, we get a
and if this happens, your economy drops.
Some upgrades. There's that util damage. ZTR just a god of utility.
Crazy, 400 already.
He's got the lineups for everything, man.
It's always good with utilities guy. Oh, doesn't get out.
1 for 1 and the op flies off the map.
That's actually a disaster. That was like the one way you maybe could have made this exciting was getting your hands back on that.
I mean, they're fine. Jack, like they're fine for it. The money is completely good for next round. You take it up to the 8th, but this has just been a nice, solid 6 rounds for this Monty side. It's not even on the street. It's literally just floating over it. Anyways, they still have some form of util that Adam B can throw. Maybe this Molly does do some good util damage with a nade. Molly's off bomb plan, so at least he can get some rotates coming in for his teammates. And I think they're still gonna commit to trying to get the force, or like trying to force the kill here. They don't have the op to save, so
I feel like they were destined for that kill, but
I just see a world where yeah they commit.
check it again. Lean gets away with his frag. Adam can't connect a kill. He finally does.
This is a 1-for-1.
They don't have a kit in this round.
Oh, made it very deep over on short and sus, but they weren't ready for that. They weren't ready for him so deep in. Suddenly, Warrow's got to do this.
Whoa.
Oh, the molly burns out sus, but there's still time.
There's time.
Here.
There's time.
Slightly wider plant as Adam gets on it.
Yeah, they want it.
He's got it. He should.
And so they steal this away. A low econ round, even though the AWP goes
Great fucking stuff, and they still get an op to end the round. That's amazing.
Do it with the pistols, do it with the rifles. And Warrow falls just shy of winning that 1v3, gets it down to a 1v1, but can't secure the
just
final kill.
shit bounced off and flew. Yeah.
Back as well. A favored man advantage post plant.
Oh, it just misses shy on the flick.
Medisport winner with half buy with a couple of guns.
The thing that's so wild there, though, is that like when Warrow takes that fight, he's playing to win the fight. You know, like.
Oh, Giacchino, no, that was just too reckless.
So that's a real heartbreaker.
Same thing with Tessa's, it's just not being in any position to get assistance. You take that early pick, obviously, but nobody sandbags or Crane to give you any form of like relief pressure to take some eyes off of you. But this 3K coming from ZTR, double piece on ZTR, and then Adam B getting one through that 3K spam.
Push peak plays, keep getting them kills when they know that Monty are heavy on A.
And Nilo just gets a nice little flank through the yellow position. Switch up in their spots. Solid stuff, honestly.
They don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Harry.
But this is not an easy win for Medisport by any means. This has been a fight, even for a 10-2. They've only won one round in this T side.
Some understandable frustration.
Or CT side, my apologies. No, 2 rounds, my apologies.
He's literally beating
that was the second round, but yeah. Take it with a grain of salt. You win the 2 rounds and you do it because of the economy, and that's your biggest complaint as CT. It's just like you need to piece the economy back together, but you know there wasn't a lot of big frags that were just coming out. There's always just frags like these. Oh, Krasnov with a second piece. Great timing.
They lose lean in the meantime. That's all the way over at a ramp, but that at least slows this retake down for a moment.
Oh, he's so uncomfortable right now.
That's never going to arrive, and it'll be down to him to clutch if Krasnov doesn't go huge here.
No, Krasnov has to go huge here. Yeah, GG's. Alright, so this was map 1.
To try and keep the dream alive for Monty. 1 kill found. They're not on the bomb yet. They will get on it now. And Metasport close out Vertigo dominantly. They put a stop to the mini comeback of
good stuff.
And now they look to take it.
And that's all it really is they just need to win. There's 3 rounds. Not 2. Yeah, they won 3 rounds. Yeah. 3 rounds back to back. That's pretty good. Can't complain about that. Anyways, we'll see how they do in map 2. Whose pick was this though? Medisport. So, you know, a little unfortunate with how it kind of ended on that T side, but you know, you kind of give it credit where credit's due because you also won literally 10 rounds on that T side. So, Heroic or Monty were due for at least a few rounds after that abomination. Anyways, heading into Mirage. I think this is the best map out of Monty's, yeah, 78%. So I'm quite excited, but this is also a favorite for Metasport. I don't know any of the Metasport plays, and looking at the last 3 months, 22 plays to 9. I mean, Monty has taken a break since the release of CS2, or like since the season kind of has like gone down, and they haven't qualified for the major. So there's not really, this is like a grace period for them, but you know, this is exciting. Mirage is, I'm not too sure. Let's see, because Metasport did play it in their first match. Are these upcoming? What? What the hell? They played Mirage first, and that was a nice map. But Falcons got the lead out, and then it was just Vertigo, which was a tight one, and then Overpass, which was the blowout. Okay. And then it's Ancient. And Ancient, I kind of put my money on Monty, honestly. I don't really know too much about this Metasport, their maps, you know? Ancient, 19 maps, 68 win percentage. Who have they faced though? Eyeballers, Lemon Dragons. Can I click for Ancient? Rush B. Okay, so these are a bunch of tier 2 teams. They lost both to Apex on this map. They beat Furia out on it. 13-5 is quite a good showing. Sprout beat it into the breach. 500. Ugh. Bleed, I know. Aurora Youngblood. Not too bad. Monty. And then same thing for Monty. What about Ancient? Yeah, they faced in the last 3 months. Bestia, they beat in Bestia. Lost to Apex, lost to Gamer Legion. That's quite surprising. Is this the match with Apex though? Or with
I'm ready. I'm excited. The stage is set.
Can I go to this match? Jacob. Wait, no, I was talking about Gamer Legion, not that. Yeah, okay, so this was the Snacks era. So Gamer Legion, and this was the Stico came back to the lineup. No, Stico hadn't come back to the lineup, so that's quite surprising that they lost. They beat Aurora, which is not too surprising. Aurora is kind of such a vulnerable team. I really expect good things out of them, but there's not a lot to like look at.
Yeah, I mean that CT side is really hard to communicate when you have to do those.
In terms of like the whole piece together, you know, like individually, there's pieces to look at and to be happy about. Excited about, but no. Party Vision, Australis they lost to. They beat Party Vision, which I'm pretty sure I know this team. Kukura, Jerry, Arcross, Passy, and Xtrfy G7V. I don't know those. I don't know two of them. But yeah, Static. I can't really look overly crazy into these stats because these stats are like worthless when you don't fully comprehend the information, and all of it is just a matter of percentages of how often you play and how often these things are. So everything is just able to change on the map depending on how many you play.
Yeah, that part is a little head scratching for me as well. I think for me coming into today, the reason I kind of would have given Monty the edge in this series is like, yeah, the upset over Falcons is cool, it's great, but we haven't seen any kind of body of work. And for Monty the other day, I mean, Krasnell, Demka, Woro, they were firing on all cylinders. That was this kind of like weird situation that they're in with the roster was really bothering or affecting them. Just today, for whatever reason. Again, maybe just a flat performance on the opening map, much like Heroic in the first series of the day, or maybe just an overall underestimation of Metasport. Because look, we focused a lot on Nilo. ZTR had 23 kills in this game, calling the game as well. Like you're now starting to see a bunch of different players on this team actually step up and deliver.
No, and as you said, it's pretty interesting that it's CTR. He is the guy with the most experience in the roster. He played alongside one of Sweden's finest players like Rez and Brawlan, and also at some point Device, right? So he's been a part of the big stars in Sweden, and he probably have taught a thing or two to the boys. And I think it's important to have that figure inside the team, that if you can have that one guy who can just like steal all the good stuff and then take a level down. We've seen a lot of players have success with that recently. I think the Pre is one that comes to mind, right? He's been pretty decent in Prezi and actually getting them to the RMR as well. So I think it will be interesting to see how many players who can just sneak a little information from the better teams and get it down to the lower levels in order to improve those.
How worrying of a sign is this for Monty? I mean, we know, as you mentioned, with in and outs of the roster, like probably don't have the same factor of being able to bounce back as you'd hope so, and as from what we've seen them in the past. But in this series now, this is an opportunity for them to kind of even things up and go to the third map. That was Metasport's pick. You know, Mirage is up next, and that's Monty's pick, and that should be where they feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it does feel like a free mapper to me, no doubt. I think Monty simply has too many good individuals. You spoke about them before, and they showed up yesterday. But today, on Vertigo, it can be a little rough at times, especially on the CT side, as we said. But I think it's going to be really important to look at how are they going to go out and take the middle area of Mirage, right? I think that's what the core of this map really lies on. If the anchor rolls on the CT is able to withstand the pressure coming while you're also battling mid, this is where I think the good teams are at. I think Heroic is actually one of those teams, but we saw today even the good teams can have a rough day at the office.
Well, what do you do though if you're Monty? Because yeah, against Imperial on Mirage, we saw guys like Krasnol and Demka and Waro just kind of running around fragging. Like they were happy to get into fights, they were happy to kill things. But when you see the level they brought on map number 1, you've got to be a little bit worried about leaning into that kind of a tactic where it seems like individually there's a bit of an off day where they're matching up in these fights blow for blow as well as we might think. Do they change their plan? Do they take a different angle to it and try and play a little bit smarter, a few more setups, a few more bait and switches, or are we still going to see Monty come out and start this with a brawl and just see if things have changed between maps?
I think that's the issue with a team like Monty, right? You rely so much on the individual level that you don't really have that base level of utility and team play to the same extent of a Metasport, and it's kind of wild to say, but I think once you change out rosters and people are leaving, you kind of just go back to basics and be like, okay, let's just play, try to do what we're good at, and that is aiming at the most part, and Sundar Young has actually, in my opinion, been the best player on the Monty roster, so he's going to have to step up on Mirage if they actually want to take this to free maps and potentially go to London. And the interesting part is, if they manage to snag that spot in London, there's still a couple of games left. Will it even be Sundar Young? Like, who will be the fourth and the fifth guy? That's going to be interesting.
And that kind of speaks to your whole point of like, you know, what are they really playing for at this point? Is like there's that team identity and cohesion that's kind of lost without that goal. We saw FaZe kind of struggle with it towards the end of CSGO, and CS2 is coming right around the corner, and they've openly talked about that motivation. This is a different scenario with your roster essentially gutted. So yeah, it's got to be a little bit of a crazy, weird feeling. But for Metasport, I mean, they're playing for everything. This could be one of those, you know, if they do end up making it all the way to London or even in the semifinals, this is a tournament that might be able to actually put them on the map as players and as a team.
Yeah, we've seen those kind of teams have a good run at this tournament, right? I think Saw is not the same type of team, but I think they remind me in the same way of that regional kind of hero going into the showdown as like one of the ones to be underdogs in most matchups, right? But they've delivered so far, and I think it also shows how hungry they are for this showdown compared to some of the other teams who are just generally in the higher seats of the tournaments. They normally play the group stage, they normally play the Katowice, they play the bigger tournaments, right? These guys have finally a chance to make a real run at a tier 1 event, and they're not gonna miss it.
Yeah, well, they've been on that grind. They've been hungry. Their blood's pumping. In the last 3 months, they've played 22 maps of Mirage to Monty's only 9. So they are really in the thick of things trying to make this work. We're off to a break. When we come back, Monty Metasport, it's map 2. Monty on the verge of elimination inside the showdown. They better step up here.
Monty's map now as they take on the Swedes of Medisport. It's a 7-map win streak on Mirage. Harry, what could go wrong? That being said, Medisport came in flaming hot to the start of Vertigo.
Yeah, you know, and I think one of the things that's hard here is the Metasport are playing well above a level that anyone would have expected. I mean, look, you can see the GG bet odds have more than flipped around and now have them as their favorites. And, you know, I think it gets very hard to quantify when you get into this kind of unknown territory of a team that really feel like they're peaking at the right moment. They're riding the highs of the wins that they've had already. It's hard to quantify that. One thing I'll say to testimony them here on Mirage is they've got a lot of experience on this map at a bare minimum and some good results in there as well. Monty might be on a 7-map winning streak, but that could all get broken a day by Metasport. And if it does, Monty's time in the sun is over, and Metasport would be 1BO3 away from London.
But instead, I went to get lunch. An actual meal, because candy is not going to supplement anything for me. And I came back literally just in time, which is fucking perfect.
That's the goal here. But their hardest foe may still remain. Spirit Big is our last game of the day, brought to you by Scrawny and Launders, but gotta see who takes this one first. Con Smoke gets players close to the A site here. Monty, I like this split right now. They've got great positions, but Metasport still remain with 3 CTs at A.
Immediate annihilation. Anyways, quick meal peek. We got some rice with chicken and some hummus and tahina on this side. Hummus and tahina because I love it. And we got some pear juice.
And they look to move in past him, but
pear juice.
Backstab from Krasnal, and it works out wonders.
It's a good shot, but this is a very hard round for Metasport, and the swing is ready. If Oro wants it, they might just backwalk in. Julie's left up, Nilo even in a 1v3, and their group, they can swing on a timer.
Nilo De Niro.
The one on the clock. Okay. What's he got?
I literally meal prep.
I
don't even need it.
That will seal his fate. That's a pistol round locked in for Monty.
Yeah, like you said, they got the depth.
But yesterday I had dinner, so I couldn't even eat.
I think
I was trying to be late
map last year when they went
on my meals.
Some crazy runs. This and Anubis
So I think
were just go-tos. I mean, Anubis is a map Monty made their Paris run on, right? But Mirage was always a staple, always being picked in. Metasport have loads of experience, but not, you know, the success against tier 1 teams. But they're pretty new to. They're rising up the ranks right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I
think
think
they're on a downtrend.
Yeah, and there's still some legit wins in there. The likes of Apex, Furia, and whatnot.
I'd be surprised if there's more than 2 kills here for.
This one shouldn't get
I mean, Krasnal can die.
Just the pistols in play, and I mean, sure, they've lost some die young early, but everyone else is here to contain it.
It's weird. It's strawberry, pear, and said cactus.
Stronger than last map.
And it's so mild. I'm weirdly and liking it.
We definitely needed out of Monty if they were going to compete in this series, but now starting a map in their favor, we'll see how Metasport respond. By round coming down.
It's not like cactus is weird, but it's just like it's not like an overly sweet juice concentrate like the brand I got. Like strawberry banana juice, mango juice, passion fruit, kiwi, whatever. Like just whatever flavors you can come up with. Like they're usually like have a different mouthfeel than this one. This one tastes so nice.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it could have been so much, and he did a lot of damage, right? Lean and Demka both tagged up, but never to know about that at Metasport.
Or it might have been like 3 kills if he just held mouse 1, didn't move. That hurts. Great rush for Monty. I mean, contact initially, but a well-timed flash and going through a smoke. Very risky move in the first gun round, but temperature check was nice, and Medisport overheating.
Get fat as fuck.
Yeah, this is where I think the fact, Monty were able to kind of warm into that last game will be worth its weight in gold here, because they get to a map they're far more comfortable on. Have a lot more ideas on. And it's not like they were solely outclassed at the end of that last one. They at least
Definitely
went on
not.
a little streak towards the end.
Carry some good energy on that T side, carrying it into Mirage.
And believing that Ancient lies in the future. And if this keeps up, there's no reason it can't. Young, where's your gun, buddy?
I put it away.
Hang on.
Tell me this one is for.
There it is. Woo. Left it there with the flashes. However, him not being in top mid actually does matter. Lean gets wrecked as a result of it. Thankfully, Waro is able to trade. Far better look.
Yeah, but they have immediate con and cap pressure. So even though all that's said and done, SDY is still gonna. Okay, so he smokes out bottom con, and they just walked into A. I don't think they're ready for this top con player yet. Arsenal was not ready at all. There was no information given, so he had no idea. And this is okay to be rotated. So they just walk into A dry contact, and that allows them. Okay, so my dog ate, and now my door is completely open.
Yep, lock it in. 4-0 for Monty right now.
Just comes in with full throttle.
Fight for this round, and they've even been spotted trying to escape. Demka is here to stop.
Bro, I cannot. This is a single grain of rice.
Put them on an even
I cannot.
worse kill. They've got to eco one more. Maybe they have a gun, but on Mirage, it's not the map.
No.
To win a round on City side with just one weapon. Maybe an AWP that is playing very mobile, but for the most part, Monty will be able to avoid Jaquinho next round. Playing very mobile on this T side, leaving options open. That's an awkward miscom. Stress for Medisport, starting this game cold.
See if we can catch him. No.
Sun is setting.
No. Come.
And Abdi is keen to weigh in with some advice. It's a lovely backdrop.
Not to me.
Let's hope he's got some words of encouragement here for the
Go
boys.
in my bed sheets. You know you're going to.
Life doesn't get
You know
easier
you're going
when
to
you
ruin my
become
bed sheets.
stronger. I like that.
Inspiring, really.
Alright then, you got this gun, and
Gotta say,
Blue's got one as well.
Tahina
so
doesn't work with rice, but Tahina works with rice, bro.
Sometimes these
When
rounds
it
can
hits
be
it,
somewhat
it's so good.
liberating. You know you're not meant to win them. The pistol players aren't afraid to take risks. Both rifle players are going to be looking to make plays and make moves and be active. Oh, hey, never mind. Someday,
And Castle's gonna get 1 for 1.
In his dying breath, Jaquinho, burnt alive, does at least take out Krasnal, but not.
But this is a full
before he got
save
that double
here.
over towards B.
I just want to get all the rest of the juice. Oh my bowl.
Les Warrior gets nothing. Yeah, it's easy. They've got the bomb on B. They're going to stick it. TTR will have this. Oh, I was going to say free, but Warrior pulls his gun just in time.
Yeah, this is the Waro we've been waiting for,
Mirage,
man. It was sad having to see him on Vertigo, and he was annoyed at himself. He kept like raging in the cams. He knew that what he was doing was wrong, and just wasn't working out. But put him on Mirage. Suddenly you see that. Bloody hell. Lean really soaked up those bullets. I would say Someday Young hit him at least 3 times, maybe 4. Oh wait, this is CS2. You can only hit people 3 times. The 4th bullet always disappears. Or 2K now with the AWP. Now in top mid, boosted up. Doesn't get given a fight. Oh, he knows he has a pretty good timing around that, but isn't able to get there in time. Gonna try blow this open. And now he goes peeking through it, but nothing offered, nothing gained. Still mid control taken for Monty.
They're just abusing B right now, and they're gonna keep doing it. Someday on check spawn, but he's taking that bomb to apartments. And right now, Jaquinho has not been able to stop it. He's got the AWP here. Oh, he sees that. What? Doesn't connect. Just a little bit too far. That's not realizing. Oh,
I can't eat all of it, bro.
My
Like, I ate most of the chicken, but there was so much rice left. Like, I overportioned all of my shit. I also ate it downstairs. I fucking. I put some. I put the rest, like some small pieces of chicken breast.
And he's gonna go play in these smokes.
Like fried chicken in the oven.
Util exchanged in the apartments, and
I was like, you know, I have 2 things of meal prep left. I only have 1. I'll finish it tomorrow, but like I'm wasting half of the food because I don't eat all of it.
One of the options that were available. No one thought they would pick it, but they have. They've got to get past Adam. Doesn't go well at first. Doesn't go well the second, and he's even able to get himself tucked in. There just isn't time
don't water it down.
here.
Me personally, sugar content's fine as it is, and SDY is in a 2-on-3. Okay.
So that's how Metasport get on the board.
Sure, very, very close, but Adam hits his shots when required, and peeking with his teammate in spawn as well. Felt like they almost gave away in the final few seconds there, but the clock will expire for Monty. Good save from him and Nilo. Metasport needed that. Blocked out at B twice by Smoke and Molotov.
It's my lunch.
Oh, and now we have an opener as well. Warrow put down. 8-1 to start this game. Couple of deaths now. We're on Warrow watch as we speak. Lean brings the bomb back to A, could run and execute, lots of smokes. SDY playing a lurk in middle.
Oh, where is it? There it is. He's got it. Demka's found it. Oh, the timing's going to be a little.
Oh, but the flash is perfect for Adam B to push in. Oh, yeah, that was bad with the smoke from Demka. And now he's forced into this 1-on-1. Loses bomb against Adam B. Nice little 2-piece for himself.
This one is over for Monty. It is a slow and painful death here for the Monty squad in this round.
Oh,
yeah. Will come through.
Even the wall bangs, man. Nothing misses there for Metasport, especially not those flashes on ramp. Very nice work, as you said. And yeah, Util a little all over the place.
Nice little jump into the peak for Jaquinho. And Adam B is just deliberate with his 2-piece.
Tracing him with the bullets.
Nades open the top mid smoke. Sees nothing through it. Warrow, different starting point in this one. No, actually, he's right here at top mid. My bad.
Got 3 people out mid.
Young moving in through lower.
Cross nose outside of B. Warrow gets. Where is that? Con? Top con? pick.
Elo knocked out of the
Krasnow's
round
about
now.
to take bomb and start rotating, and Demka's about to
So
slowly
space over
make
in
some
mid.
space
Monty is starting to
out of
creep on
Palace.
through, taking some
But
liberties
Lean is
in the lead.
already taking a lot of
He's made it all the way
information and
up to the bench. He
aggression.
just hears this jump check out from CT. He knows what Adam's doing, but he gets the spot off. And so Lean's
Adam
advanced
B
positioning
actually
locked
is just
out.
going off today.
A little awkward now. That ball
And
was moving
yeah,
back over. They were kind of hinging a lot of this round on Lean finding some success. Now they essentially have to get out ramp all over again. Palace players feeling awkward to make the first move.
They don't know he's here.
they didn't know that they pushed. Oh, they had no information on site for the last 12 seconds, 12 to 15 seconds, and they just presumed that they were going to play it back.
Kill is nice, but Warrior is not safe yet.
That's unfortunate.
There still is a lot more left to do here. Jaquinho moves up through the short side, holds this one close. Here's Warro dropped down, but a missed shot from that all.
And this gets interesting.
And now it's down
This
to
gets
1v2.
interesting.
ZTR deals with Demka, but is he ready as Warro is now armed with his weapon of choice over at short? ZTR's looking for Util, hoping he can find a smoke.
Oh my
out
god.
to stick
Oh
this
my
one right.
god.
Can see the wires, but he won't get there in time. And ZTR takes that one
Tough.
right from under his nose.
Tough.
That hurts. Felt like he played
It's okay.
it as well as he could. The bomb plant lets him down. They didn't want to plant for Cat because of Jaquinho's position. They knew he was B with the orb. That's where he's been playing. So Warro is trying to live and ladder for the post plant, and it's that exact decision to not plant open that lets Warro down. Just stares those wires, but can't get the kill until a millisecond after the defuse. Great move from ZTR, realizing he had that gap. He doesn't want to take a head-on fight with Warro's orb. Stick
My
and
back
pray.
just tense.
It was the re-aggro also into A. After Adam gets that kill, he pushes all the way back in under balcony. Last thing they were ready for. That is poor.
Oh, man.
Closer.
If it didn't take him that like tiny, I don't want to say half a second, it's not even half a second, but that tiny moment of realization where he sees the wires and then commits to the jump up, if he had leapt up straight away, Warro would have had that.
A pop.
Fast out, here they come. Jaquinho doesn't miss this one, he nails it. And so Monty gets churned up here at the first attempt to get out. More util raining in as Jaquinho lends a helping hand.
And what looked like a strong lead is immediately brought back into a humbling half. I mean, we went from, what was that, 4-0?
Like, you just don't get any rest,
Or was it a 5-0? 5-0, here we go. It literally went from 5-0 into a 4-3. It's completely fine. So you expect some form of you're expecting some form of retaliation from the CT side, but you know, you would expect yourself to maintain. And you know, credit where credit's due. This Monty team, even in these last rounds that they've lost, they've taken every opportunity that they can. They've aggressed that mid in multiple points. They've gone out on A. It's just, you know, give credit to Adam B for holding down this A site that they've really been trying to pinch at for the last 4 rounds. He's really just been like restricting them, and this is just what led to the 5 rounds.
Metisport reply to Monty's 5 straight rounds with 5 of their own now, tying this game up.
What a response. And, you know, Adam, again, deep on A, pushes into Palace, realizes immediately they're out ramp. Heavy, he just tucks in. He even gets a nade into Sandwich. Like, they're just spawning utility damage. And, yeah, I like to see Jaquinho making this incredible recovery after a down period that we didn't see him competing at a high level. And he's looked really good in this team and in this tournament. Very fast on the orb. Dependable, clutch, everything you'd want out of an AWP player. Raz now, he's holding you, bud. Oh, the spam! Oh, full 100 to 0 off of a spam. Now Jaquinho has died. That's something. They they had him.
That's crazy from Demka. Oh, I really hope we get to see that from his POV. It was kind of nice seeing how crazy that shot was from Adams.
I'm gonna call it after this map anyways, which I feel like is going in the way of Metasport.
Silence here in the audio jungle.
Look at this rotation as well. Warrior has to flank here. I'd love to see them stop on the B here. Warrior must be calling. He has so much room. Either the bomb go back or let Warrior flank the A play. Somebody can't play first. He's been spotted. It's kept to a B. This just takes a lot of time.
This is so awkward.
Right, is that Neelan's kind of threaded the needle here to get back into the window room, and so now, now Waro, okay, this is how they're teeing him up. They feign the footsteps, they get him a bit more room to maneuver in through the back lines. He's going to go clear out B, but both players for Metasport are over at short, so this isn't going to be as free as he would hope. Maybe he catches this man, but Neelo's too quick, and so now it's back into the stack for Monty. ZTR and Nilo delivered to close that round.
That's something that I couldn't comprehend. Good call from the commentators. Here you go. Big G's. But
Monty panicked there because there's 25 seconds and they start running
yeah,
B up.
that was just.
I feel like just give the room for Warrior to flank. They didn't really let him play. He had to turn around to kill Nilo. He couldn't commit to finding the B anchor. And sure, he gets headshots, unlucky, but Monty needed him to kill the B players. They didn't know where they were.
That's tough.
And their rotation, loud out under, only pushes.
Oh, this is just the classic mid aggression, and you guys are gonna get traded out. This is just a given up half. I think this is just like the momentum shift. You lost those 3 rounds. You could say whatever if you win 1 more, you know, if you win 6, but
this is a real nice statement for Metasport, right? Even
top 5 1v4 situation for Demka could make it possible with subs being so low, but just the performance that's coming out of this Metasport team is just, the club is just amazing.
Pales in comparison to the 7 in a row that Metasport have put forward. Versus a lot of full buys in there as well. It's not like they got loads of freebies here. Just Demka left in it. And while he's got a 1v1 open over towards B,
yeah, ZTR is about to get a
nice
free kill.
For this.
There's no way Demka gets. There's no way Demka press.
All this time taken has brought a second man back over towards the B site now. Doesn't look like he'll even be needed as ZTR lies in way. He'll close it out. 7 rounds.
He doesn't even pre-aim it. Doesn't even pre-aim it. You know that we seeing. Alright, let's go back to this. Well, let's see what they're showcasing. I don't care. I don't fucking care.
He didn't come back for the playoffs, but basically he said
okay, so we'll watch the rest of the video because whatever the pissed around is, we'll come to it.
Injured for basically 2 straight years, they signed him to a 6-year, $111 million deal.
One of those solid Washington Wizards roster moves we talked about at the beginning. Just a well-run franchise.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Apparently the story is the owner was about to die, and he told Gilbert Arenas that you got me out of the Jordan years, you made the playoffs, whatever money you want, we'll sign you to the deal.
And the next owner will have to clean up this mess.
Yeah, it's the next owner's problem. I'm almost out of here. That's his problem.
That's dark and hilarious.
Yeah. The next year, Arenas once again had surgery, only played 2 games, but this is the season I did meet Gilbert Arenas after a game. He didn't play, he was in a suit, but hella nice guy. He signed something for me, he chatted up for a bit, so I got love for Gilbert Arenas just because of that moment.
And I did not experience that moment, so I'm just very neutral on this subject.
But like we said, this was basically the end of this era with the Wizards for Gilbert Arenas. They'd missed the playoffs for the next 2 seasons, but we need to talk a little bit about some locker room stuff that happened that really ended the era.
Locker room stuff is putting it lightly.
Right.
In December 2009, Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton allegedly, I don't know if, did they actually? I think they did.
They did.
Drew guns on each other in the locker room due to an argument about a past gambling debt. Not how I would have settled an argument, but you know what? I mean, how much realistically could he have lost?
I don't know. It definitely wasn't worth doing this. They both got suspended for the rest of the season, and Javaris Crittenton, this ended his career. He was already like a Who type guy, like a no-namer. Gilbert Arenas, this didn't quite end his career, but it basically did. He got traded the next season. And the stories from this locker room are just insane. For example, Trevor Booker, who only played with Arenas for like half a season, he said players apparently once cut up someone's suit.
Why?
I don't know.
Just cuz?
Just as like a little funny prank, you know?
You just got pranked.
Someone took another person's shoe, as you do.
Are these grown adults or children?
Technically, yes. Maturity level, no.
God.
And finally, just to add some more just childlike fun to it, apparently on the road, they would break into other players' hotel rooms and apparently just beat the out of them, tie them up, and, you know, that is insane. Who does that?
This reads like that teenagers in a Friday the 13th movie would do before they get killed off by Jason. Like, oh, we're gonna go break in to cabin 4B and just beat the shit out of these guys, and then Jason just like lodges a machete through them. Like, what is going on here?
I don't know, but these are grown adults on an NBA team. So what do you guys think of this Wizards team? Did they have any potential if Gilbert Arenas didn't get injured? If you enjoyed the video, please...
No. Wizards wouldn't have done anything with that team.
The Swedes are gunning for London. They're gunning for Monty's head here as they chain together 7 rounds in a row to close out that first half. Stellar effort across the board from Metasport. For Monty, it was a strong opener that quickly fell silent. Spearheaded by big performances. Good Warrior 2K start this one off looking really good, but then he hit a bit of a strugglesome streak. Had a couple of missed opportunities down the stretch. Now they look worse for wear. Can't fail this anymore. It's got to come from somewhere else. Looking at Demka. Looking at some guy young, lean down there, 2 and 10, having a bit of a rough go
beans and mushroom.
when the pressure is really on.
And this is
and they deal with those dualies straight away.
Lean with it, rock with it, bounce with it, stop with it.
For Monty as trades go back
All my
and forth.
fellas do
It's
your
left in
part
the
with
2v2.
it, do it,
Unbelievable. They trade every single kill in the site, and now it's sus. 1v2, but they've gotten out the market already, and they're crossing back into the bomb site. Julies are so hard to put down. Bomb's not planted for
they're
this.
not ready.
It's a dangerous reposition. They've spotted him. They can put the pressure on. Quick tap.
They don't have kit.
No kit. He won't bite. He won't fall for it. Forcing a full 10-second stick. Susp is on the clock. He's got to move quick. They're already halfway on the bomb. Can he find the head? Oh! Sickening. Finds the clutch in the nick of time.
Wow, Susp.
And Metasport. They are running to London right now.
Wow.
I don't even know how they trade just every kill coming in. And that back of the head hitbox, better in CS2 without a doubt, but still a very difficult closing kill.
Oh, and look at that, that gets them hyped up. That brings them back into the fold. I mean, you know, they were getting put on the back foot in the pistol in spite of some really keen trade work to find that 2v2 in the first place. It ends up in a 1v2 clutch. And it looked like he was going to get caught out of position there, right? No one was coming through market. They got the spot on him. The bomb was implanted for him. He had to take some risks. And that one moment, that one bit of room gifted, he seized that opportunity. And he locks Monty out of the pistol with that Metasport.
Gosh.
As a reminder, 8 consecutive rounds now and more to follow. Force buy in for Monty. But this is going to leave them, if they don't find success with this force buy, it's going to leave them with very little breathing room here.
I don't want to get copyrighted
You're really
or
looking at like
striked.
1 rifle round if you fall down on this force.
Um,
That's not how you want it to start. Warro 2K fed to the wolves. Monty should already be thinking about saving. Krasnell, will he give them a reason to believe? Will he give them a reason to go for this? That 1 kill is tempted, rotates over, but he can't get any more.
Good round.
Suffocating from Susp, he just pushes back in, doesn't let Krasnell buy any time backside.
Sorry, I hit the mic.
Talking about Metasport, it's so classic them as well. Just full 5 grouped, go for the B hit. We saw Monty do the same thing in first half on their gun round. And yeah, Monty gets to play it again, but with far less.
Bounce with it, rock with it. Lean with it.
The danger, right? This Mirage pick. I mean, we said Monty won a 7-map win streak here. And that's versus good opposition. Metasport have a lot of maps played here and a good success rate on them. Not versus the same caliber of team, sure, but at bare minimum what it means is they're stress tested on this map. They've got a lot of ideas. They're comfortable here.
They played it twice today already.
Yeah.
This is their 3rd match of the day, their 3rd map of Mirage. Warmed up and ready to go with either Spirit or Big in the final versus the winner of this matchup as well. It's been an arduous week. It's been a difficult week for many teams. Favorites getting put to the test. Expectations put aside. And Medisport have exceeded all of them. Of course, a strong grenade, no surprise from the Swedes. Clinical util all day.
And they're ready for this push in the top mid. They're prepared for it.
This is gonna be a quick round. I am praying. That nade? Oh, 40 damage. Okay. Oh, crap. Demka. Demka. And there's the bomb now. Thank you, Demka.
It's saved, cobbled together round. It might happen still. Adam left up in this one. He's had some great moments here on Mirage, but now he's got to add a 1v2 to the tally. Bomb picked up as Demka
Yeah, I don't think
concedes middle.
Adam is expecting at all this
won't find a thing, but
flank.
Demka is hot on the heels through the apartments.
Last place you're ever checking.
3 kills from the Deagle already, and he's looking for the 4.
There's no way.
Caught looking the wrong way. Good read from Adam on that reposition. They never saw Warrow. They don't know where this guy is. Guns to pick up. It's rifle, re-rifle in the 1v1, and Adam repositions onto the bench, gets the spot, gets the tap, and locks in that 1v2, regaining control on a round that was rapidly slipping through their fingers. Demka's heroics are all
through
for
my
naught.
fingers.
2 1v2s
Somehow,
in the half
some way it's slipping through my fingers.
Timing lines up perfectly on that abs check.
Yeah, that's insane timing. RMB had some insane timing. And this is just great momentum to carry through. Unfortunate for Demka. 11? Or is that 10?
The end result for Warrow. Medisport are playing some fine Counter-Strike this week.
Yes, they are. That is for sure.
3 away from a final. Demka, can he be the hero again? This time tucked in sandwich, looking for another multi-kill. He's got an AWP bowing down to help him out, and a jungle player to watch over the top of the stairs.
Oh, some weirdness over here in mid as Lean's gotten past the mid man. Warrow rings out with the first kill.
Nice.
Lean just commits to the backstab, doesn't bother to hang around and see if anyone comes out of dark.
Demka's gonna die walking through the smoke. Lean's gonna... Oh, that could have been a potential opportunity if Jackino got him. But Lean actually might have a timing here. No, Jackino's gonna get him.
This is hard, Lean! Oh no, he was kind of the golden goose of this round.
Yeah, Nilo was already B though, so they were, or ZTR rather, so the bomb was actually trying to go back to get into that B
Yeah,
bomb.
but Warrow's back, not even at ticket, he's just back CT and jungle smoke, so I got the reason why you want to rush if you're Lean.
There's ZTR with the backstab, that one's free, it's only Warrow left, and they know he was here, they know he was towards CT, Sus blocks him out of it, and we said, you know, with that 4 spy coming in earlier on for Monty, they really only had one rifle round to make all the difference in. That was it, and it gets brushed aside
like it's 1 o'clock.
They were not scared of that one, were they? Hunting
and we're
down
already
Warrow in a 4v1.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock and we're already past 2 matches.
They can do no wrong.
Red, snap off you.
1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cup, 4 cup, 5 cup, 5 cup times double cup. Fuck me. I don't know if it's more racist that I try to use the accent, but I think it's just funnier with the enunciation.
Yeah, yeah,
partly because it isn't. Monty haven't won a round since round 5.
You got work? There you are.
I'm at work.
You sound like it.
Clean shot from Nilo. One more man back in the spawn is beat down and overwhelmed. Lean dealt with Warrow and some die young. If any two could do it, it's got to be these two. But Nilo deals with Warrow. It's all left on a some die young. Smoke dropped forward and Nilo decapitates him. 12
and
rounds in a row
we see the beginning of the end. So funny, so awesome to watch this missile. You know, I'm thankful I get to see a team like this, because in a tournament like this, in a tournament in any situation, I would underrate the fuck out of a team like this. But the period in which I came back to CS, you know, and the tournaments that I really remember watching, which was Blast Paris. Blast Paris is the only one the only major that I got to 10 that I got to see at the end of CS. I didn't see the Krakow or whatever the one was before. Yeah. What's the previous major? It was literally just Blast Paris. Okay, so yeah, I literally just got to see Blast Paris, and yeah, this is crazy. We are 8 days away. We are 8 days away. We are 8 days away, bro. From this damn major.
Particularly play with something.
Anyways, GG for Monty, but yeah, these first two matchups, there's just been an energy, man, and I don't know what it is, but there's something about this team.
Yeah, I mean, this team, continues to impress. I even after the upset over Falcons, it was like, I don't even think that's...
And this isn't even real matchup.
And they do in dominant fashion, because this was primed. Like, look at this 5-0 start for Monty. The fact that they just, like, that's teed up for them to have, like, the momentum knockout game on their own map pickup Mirage.
Did the whole basically just a whole
the level that Metasport brings, right? 13 rounds in a row against Monty, who's no bad Mirage team, just really says how much this team wants it and really wants to take that initial spot in the London, and they're so close, and it's so amazing to see this showdown. All the favorites, or most of the favorites except maybe Spirit, have underperformed to a little bit, and we see the smaller teams really coming in prepared.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, we know, like, the brutality of the format, the single elimination of the format, you know, lends itself to some upsets, but we're starting to see a lot of favorites kind of, you know, slip
just
up.
Get dropped.
Cloud9 obviously won, Complexity losing against OG. I mean, there's teams that are just getting kind of, Falcons obviously a big one. These guys are just getting knocked down like flies.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to Metasport really thrive in this sort of environment, right? They're used to playing so many BO3s a day. They like to get ready and really get in the zone when it comes to these online games, and I think they have a little bit of an advantage there, but I just think that
it really just feels like it, though. Monty wasn't even bad. They just were average across the line, and they weren't able to get much.
Really tried it to the same extent, so they just wanted that 20-30% more, and it's just the small things. Like, they're gonna play 20 minutes more deathmatch a day. They're gonna do the extra thing just to be extra prepared to that game, and I think we saw the consequences of that.
Yeah, I think there's certainly an argument to be made that, like, this being such an important event for a team like Metasport, where, you know, other teams may be looking past it a little bit, this is kind of like their major is qualifying for London, so the focus is all going to be there on a different level. But even outside of that stuff, outside of the game, that's like kind of unquantifiable and just like a fun talking point, we're now starting to see a Metasport that is, you know, in the games that we've seen, Nilo's obviously a really big player that we're expecting a lot from.
Yeah.
CTR had a really good first map. This time it's Adam B that has an incredible
the A-hold, like, the entire A-hold.
So we're starting to see multiple players on this roster
crazy, bro.
who are delivering in upset victories, which is kind of mental to see him coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's also crazy that we had another roster who was fielding their academy team, right? It was NIP coming in with the new guys, the young ninjas.
Yeah,
Many
they
of
look
these guys
so similar, bro.
They were skipped out solely
it's
due to reasons
crazy.
that I don't know, but one thing for sure is that they can play Counter-Strike, and now they are so much closer to London than NIP has ever been. It's such an interesting story, and I
That's
think
actually crazy.
Nilo and the two twins is definitely the ones to watch, and I also think Metasport just extended their contract, so a little hefty buyout on their way, maybe if they are to leave at some point.
Yeah, the org's got to be loving this. These kind of like no-name players making a name for themselves and making a name for the org in some huge events. It's kind of hard. Let's switch over to Monty. It's kind of hard to have this conversation a little bit, as you just mentioned, with all the roster upheaval. This might be the last time we see SDY playing in the jersey. Might be the last time we see this kind of lineup playing in the jersey. Some of these guys.
Question.
Might, you know, with the roster upheaval.
When you think about CS majors or just like CS tournaments, tier 1 tournaments in general, do you think about the brands, like the teams, or do you think about the players on the team? In terms of like when you're reflecting back, not necessarily like in an individual, but when you're reflecting on it like a tournament, is it more of just like a general reflection of the team, or like moments that the individuals had?
Well, I mean, like, if you ask me about like 2016 majors, it's Cold Zero that comes to mind. You asked me about 2018, it's Cloud9 and Nico and FaZe.
It's players and the team mostly.
But it's the player that makes the team, not the team that makes the player.
I just feel like in terms of this new circuit with the RMRs heading into 2025, with no longer having Blast and ESL being the final events of the major or of the seasons, it's going to be just tournaments. Think about how many of these upcoming teams, because we're seeing it this tournament, like there are so many not no-name teams, but just tier 2, tier 3 orgs that you wouldn't recognize. And obviously it's the players that are carrying it, but I'm like, 5 years down the line, am I going to remember the team, or am I going to remember the individuals?
Like, if I think about 2015 CS, 2016 CS, like early CSGO, it's NIP and Freiburg, Get Right, Flaren, Forest, and Exist.
See, like, that's a complete flip, because for me, it was purely Cloud9 and purely NIP, or not NIP, Fnatic. Like, the double major that they won back-to-back, I think it was.
Yeah, but 46-0.
I missed all of that. Like, yeah.
Alright, that's fair.
Like, my introduction to majors were like listening to the team speaks, not even realizing that there's a whole commentary side to it. Like, I was just listening to team speaks of Cloud9 versus Fnatic all the time. Classic thumbnails, bro. Shroud versus Shroud flush of thumbnails, bro. Oh.
And would you say for yourself personally that this is a lot more of like a confidence boosting compared to what happened to you when you had your brief stint in the tier 1 scene? Is this like giving you confidence to say I can do this and I can get to where I want to be?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always extra motivating when you're getting results and seeing results with the hard work you put in. So
it's not even. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more interesting, but it's not. It's just, you know, the videos that you want to see. This one was actually fucking OG as fuck. CSGO, or girls are better than girls that play CSGO are better than you. Girls that play CSGO better than you. That when girls rage in PUBG, girl gamer rage in PlayerUnknown Protocol. Tens Valorant, what the fuck moments. Yeah, like this one I remember, bro. Like, yo, we were talking about Spawn. This was what got me interested in Spawn, bro.
Players of all time.
So, yo, Real ones know, bro. Real ones know about spawn. The Danish SKer.
Major Dookie. Oh. Oh shit. Hopefully Boris doesn't ask me why I had hentai heroes open at work by accident.
Explain.
I was watching Solo Leveling, and one of the pop-ups that popped up while I was trying to get the episode to load happened to be a hentai website.
Alright. If that's the story you're going with.
Yeah, but history can prove this. I'm gonna take screenshots to corroborate this. Obviously. I am not a fool. I am a coon.
Clean, bro. Man, it's so dirty. This was the clip that I remember. I'm pretty sure this is a 4K here. Back to back, and then he gets the one more. Yeah. Oh, it's Robin. I always thought that he was the one that got that wall bang. Bro, this right here is literally such a vibe. The double headset for no reason was so fucking hard. Who's this? Giacchino?
So then you go to full time, full dominance, and see where that can carry you as well.
So we're really looking forward to that.
All right, good words from Giacchino there, talking about the struggles of studying and playing all at the same time.
Yeah, who cares about studying and playing, bro? This is just like, if you know, you know. I can't keep saying it, but it's all I can. Season, bro. I don't think this was Season, called Season back in the day.
Kill myself.
Okay.
I got my penis stuck in the car door. I got my penis.
Why are you typing it out? Why?
Because it's a fucking song.
I don't know. These were nostalgic ass videos.
Yeah, connector.
Giuliano. Oh, hold on. Giuliano. I think this was a 3K.
One jet, jungle.
Lecro. Loco. Who else was there?
One more
Or
dead.
is this just face it?
One more dead.
Oh, that's the ace.
LOL, that ace! I did the wrong headshots.
There you go.
I told you I was gonna play
There you go, Jen. I linked it.
But you know, like, but I know you're a
I slammed my penis in the car door.
Ow! He's in truck somewhere. I think I'm planting, but behind side. But I don't wanna. Oh, side! He's on side! Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. Some of these. Where's the Mimi clip? Let me see a Mimi clip.
Why?
Let me get my.
Oh, Miss Harvey, hold on.
Have you ever heard of the song that everybody knows, but nobody knows what song it is?
Is there any Mimi clips? No.
Someone has to get the.
No, we're gonna call it. Sure.
It's called Everyone Knows That. Listen, I'm linking it in general chat right now. This 20-second clip.
I slam my penis in the car door. You slam your penis in the car
There
door.
is no. This song doesn't exist. It showed up randomly in the 90s, and nobody knows where it came from.
Is Shazam not a thing?
It doesn't exist.
I've never heard that song though.
It's a conspiracy. It's a rabbit hole. It'll fall down. That one song. If you don't feel like going to sleep at a regular time tonight, go down there.
Should I be concerned what I just heard?
Say goodbye to your legs.
Like, are we just gonna ignore the fact that you just like...
Oh no, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore that
to the whole
completely.
apartment building.
That's fine. Excuse me, I was hoping to use that desk. Can I use the desk for a second, please?
You want me to?
Yeah, I need the desk for a second.
I'll trade
Thank
places.
you. Okay. Dear residents of the Fontana. Oh, it works. I have noticed several children entering the building. That's weird. I thought last time I read the bylaws, it said no kids allowed. That's so weird. I expect all children to be out by next Tuesday. If you have an issue with that, you can find me at apartment 6B. Or honestly, better yet, take it up with the police. Because that's where all of your things will be. XOXO, hope to see you all at the barbecue, Cindy.
Wow, Vic. What a nightmare.
Thank you.
One guard always lies. And
I
one
swear to God, if
guard
it's Vic
always
again, I will...
You've arrived at a
Thank
fork
goodness.
in the path on your way to the center of the labyrinth. But I'm afraid I must tell you that of us two guards, one of us always lies and the other always tells the truth.
Okay. Which one of you is the liar?
I am. Wait, hold on.
Wait, no, wait.
Wait, hold on.
Because
Can you give us 3 seconds?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Because if you declare the premise,
yeah.
then
But how does he find out if we don't declare the premise?
I didn't mean to break your whole thing.
No. It's all good.
You can go the other way if ye wish, traveler, to cross yon river to seek the orb. But ye must cross it with a fox, a bag of grain, and a goose. You cannot leave the fox with the goose or the goose with the grain. So mull that over.
The goose. Start from the answer and work backwards.
One guard always lies, and one guard.
I can't eat this Japanese dish. No.
I'ma call it a
Since
night.
somebody gave me some clothing that was just too
And
boring
by
to
night,
wear,
I mean
already had
call
some
it
problems, and
an
you know we
afternoon.
don't do boring, so I decided to fix it. Went to Home Goods, bought this metal decor, cut it out, had a frame, go into a well-lit, well-ventilated area. I set it up on the cardboard that the metal thing came from, draped it over until it was completely flat, and then put some bleach onto that metal wall decor. I just sort of dabbed it on with straight bleach. And then once it was completely covered, took it and pressed it into the boring piece that we do not love. This is what it ended up looking like once I passed the first bleaching. It is not my favorite, but I think I'm gonna figure out how to save it. While that was drying, I decided to try the reverse. So I laid it down on a black hoodie and squirted it with some bleach from this spray bottle. And look at it. So honestly, the blue one is not my favorite, but I think some embroidery can save it. This hoodie though, I am obsessed. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of them, and I love me.
Nice tweet.
Before we go any further, I see children here. We'd like to remind you that this is a PG-13 show. PG-13. PG-13. Parents, one more time. This is a PG-13 show. So, if you do not want your children hearing words like shit. Too late.
And when you're done picking up the trash, I need you to hand these out to every person that walks into this property in the facility, okay? Immediately. Okay. We just fired the person that does that, but now you have been promoted.